Does anyone at Bethesda even know what they're doing, honestly, at this point? It's absolutely wild.
Achievements weren't being tracked, and there was no DR.
I don't like this guy. Yeah, where is Shelly Miscavige? Oh, it's Idle. That's what he has to say.
New World, released back in 2021 as one of the most hyped modern MMOs in recent history. You take on the role of a sailor who was washed up on the mysterious island of Aeternum where no one can die, which is ironic because of how quickly the game died. Sorry. But that joke right there is exactly the issue New World players have had with me for a while, because I make a lot of fun of how bad the release of New World was. Especially when you compare it to its very lofty expectations, it just fell flat in a lot of ways. Despite all that though, New World players in my comments and on Discord and even in my email have been really nice to me about asking me to play the game in 2024 and give it an honest shot. Because they asked so nicely, and since I am the president of MMORPGs, I mean, just look at this office. You think I could afford this without committing multiple political crimes and violent crimes? I bravely dove into New World, and in under a week, I played over 30 hours of the game.
Over 30 hours in a week. What is that? 2 a day? I'm sorry, it's 3 a day. No, it's like 4. Oh man, you played it for 4 hours a day? Oh man. I mean, not everybody needs to be like me, but boy, 30 hours.
Keeping score at home, that's a lot of hours in not a lot of days. So I can honestly say,
never mind, yeah.
New World's pretty great actually.
Yeah.
But it's far from perfect. Let's start at the beginning. Where else should any MMO start if not with character creation? I'll be honest, this character creator didn't exactly blow me away, but it did allow me to make some truly horrible combinations, which were fun to play around with. But obviously, it's not how I want my character to look forever. So you're gonna stick with that? You're gonna go ahead with that look?
Yeah.
Okay. Well, I guess just make sure you pick a good name so that. Carrot McTuber?
Carrot McTuber.
I guess Idle was taken. You start off in a tutorial section where you get a set of QuickTime events to learn about combat, which is the #1 system in New World that will stick out the most to MMORPG veterans. Combat isn't target-based like in World of Warcraft or Final Fantasy XIV. You actually aim your attacks, dodge, and block in a much more action-based combat system. This combat system separates itself even more from mainstream MMOs by having a third-person over-the-shoulder camera that is used in other combat-centric games like Fortnite. Not the typical directly behind third-person camera you see not only in most MMORPGs, but RPGs in general. So right off the bat, you're shown that New World is not like other MMORPGs. Do I like that about New World? I don't know. I haven't decided. But does it make me uncomfortable? Absolutely. I'm a creature of habit whose favorite game is a re-release of a game that came out in 2001, so... The rest of the tutorial teaches you all about combat before going into some combat, and then doing a little bit of parkour before ending off with some combat. But after all that combat, and the parkour, sorry, don't want to leave that out, you finally end up joining the other players on Aeternum. Oh my god, I'm sorry, I can't handle my character's haircut. It just looks so untrimmed. I mean,
your haircut.
It's just too bad that New World doesn't have something like today's sponsor, Manscaped. This video is brought to you by Manscaped.com, the global men's lifestyle brand that is revolutionizing the landscape.
You're doing a Manscaped video, but you don't manscape your fucking mutton chops. And
the asteroid is depleted.
Those mutton chops. They're like not even attached to anything. They're not attached to your goatee or like to the side of your ear or any of that. They're just sitting in the middle of your cheek like a patch of fur, and they look really weird.
Of men's grooming.
Sorry,
Manscaped was kind enough
to
recently send over the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra.
You have a patch of sideburn in the middle of your cheek. And I'm sorry, it's very weird to me.
And it is amazing. It has so many things. The most exciting one by far is the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra Electric Trimmer. With the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra, they've taken grooming precision to a whole new level with their next-gen dual skin-safe blade heads. The best part is
Jesus
the
Christ.
blades you can get.
Would you guys like to see how he has a patch of fur in the middle of his cheek? Like, he seems to really want us to see it. Why have you not shaved your cheek? Are you keeping a patch there? Is this some kind of look? I don't think it's a good look, buddy. I think you decided not to shave your cheek for some reason, and now you seem to really want us to look at it. You haven't shaved your cheek, and you seem to really want us to notice that. And I want to leave that in the comments, but I'm not going to because I'm not an asshole.
Get those hairs nice and
God.
short, and then come
Shave
with the
that cheek,
skin-safe
dude.
blade heads to get it really down to skin level. I mean, this thing had me feeling
Disgusting,
parts of my
kind
skin
of.
that I didn't know existed. Probably my favorite part of the lawnmower is honestly the LED light. I don't know how I used to shave my beard without an LED. I'm so much more accurate now, even with my general inaccuracies. And don't go thinking the Lawnmower 5.0 Ultra is the only thing that they'll send you in this performance package, because you'll also get the Weed Whacker 2.0, so I can finally get rid
Only
of those really long nose hairs I've
$249.
had probably since I was born. But wait, there's more. You get boxers, you get a t-shirt, you get a carrying case because you just got a bunch of new goodies. So you're gonna need to carry them. Head over to manscaped.com and get your hands on the Performance Package 5.0 Ultra today. And when you use my promo code IDLE, you'll get 20%
It's only $199,
off
not
plus free
$249.
international shipping plus 2 free gifts. Trust me, fellas, your balls will thank you. Wow, I also wish that New World had access to my Patreon.
Shave your cheek.
You should join my Patreon. Link below. You can join for as low as $3, and there's a special surprise coming soon.
Shave your
One thing that's
cheeks.
impossible to ignore about New World is just how much it has going on. And I'm not just talking about the combat system, I'm
The
talking about
asteroid is
every
depleted.
system it has. It doesn't feel like it was inspired by one MMO, but
asteroid
by like
is depleted.
7 MMOs. For example, after finishing the tutorial, you'll be given your first level of weapon mastery. Every single weapon type in New World has its own talent tree that gives you hotbar abilities, buffs to your attacks, debuffs you can apply to enemies, etc. Every time you kill an enemy with a weapon, you'll gain experience into that tree of weapon mastery. At first I thought this is what they chose to do instead of giving your character an overall level, but it's actually in addition to your character level. Your character level determines your attribute scores, with each level letting you add some points to whichever of the 5 attributes you choose. This is all stuff.
Are you telling us what New World is? I know what New World is.
Fun. You know what's hard to do? Making leveling in an MMO fun.
Yeah.
Even I, a lover of MMOs, have only ever found maybe 2 or 3 games that did leveling in a truly enjoyable way. Obviously, the
Only
bread
2
and
or
butter
3,
of
huh?
most MMOs leveling are the quests. New World has a ton of these, with side quests littering the map that will have you traveling the entire world, and a main quest line that keeps you at the appropriate level, so if you don't want to do every single side quest, or even any side quest, you should be okay just mainlining the main story. Plus, I found the quests to be pretty fun, ranging from scavenging for supplies, or killing big bad bosses, or looting ghost towns, or parkouring. Listen, I'm going to talk about the parkouring really quickly, just super quick, just bear with me.
it was-
New World does a lot of things really well. Why they decided
I
to
don't
have
know why they
parkour in
thought-
the
yeah,
game
why
and
they
even
needed
design some
parkour
quests
so much.
specifically around
Yeah.
parkour, I don't
I
understand.
don't really understand
That
because
seems
your
silly.
physics
It's
aren't
not a
that
platforming
good.
game, and if it
Do you
was,
see this
it'd be a
character move
bad
around?
one.
The
It's
physics
so
aren't that
hard
good.
to tell when your character can make a jump and when they.
Excuse me, my voice broke. Look at this character move around. Like the fucking the physics are not that good. Look, it's kind of clunky, isn't it? I mean, it makes sense and it feels okay, but it's a little Gears of War kind of tanky. It's a little tank control-y, a little bit more smooth than I'd say maybe Elden Ring. Yeah, definitely better than Elden Ring. What was that? Was it a bow? Oh yeah, it is. Cammy fighting Goblin Robber. I want to summon a rabbit. Summon a rabbit, stupid thing. Summon a rabbit, kill the Reaper. Hopefully he drops stun.
The asteroid is depleted.
They can't. They don't have a particularly far jump, so you rely on grabbing walls and ceilings when your character is just able to. There's not a button you press to do it. So you're left hoping that when you jump, your character will grab a wall that's way above them, which feels like it shouldn't be possible, but in some cases it's the only way to get to a different location. So I just don't like it. It's like if Skyrim had jumping puzzles.
Yeah.
That would be terrible. Moving in Skyrim is a nightmare. That's why everyone plays a stealth archer. But other than the parkour quest, the other quests are...
I don't play stealth archers.
Oh my god, no. I think it's a escort quest. Sir, it's been confirmed. We have an escort quest. Does the NPC move at the player's running speed? No, sir, I'm afraid. She walks. My god. What would you like me to do?
Please don't do
There's
that
nothing
ever
for you
again.
to do, son.
There's nothing we can do
What
about
has
their
to be done
fucking
can only
idiocy.
be done by me.
Drag the developer out into the
president.
street. That's the only way you're gonna fix it. Yeah, don't ever do
Wow,
it. Don't do
really,
escort
Amazon
quests.
and escort quest? Grow up, you
Come
little
on, man.
pieces of dog
I
shit.
know, right? Thank you.
Continuing here because of max title length, but as I was saying, fuck you, Amazon. This game was okay,
game
but
is-
actually, other than those two quest types, the
Yeah.
rest of the quests are actually decent. New
Yeah,
World
they're
really does a
fine.
good job of making the early quests feel meaningful, which helps with the
No,
motivation.
it doesn't.
Like, one of the earliest quests you can do has you find one of the sources of the corruption that is taking over the island and turning the immortal people who live there
He's
into
got a
zombies they
blunderbuss and
call
a musket,
Lost.
of
I
course.
found my way to the center, and look who was responsible for all of it. Waffles. I always had a feeling it would be him, a person named after a C-tier breakfast food.
C-tier?
I'm going to
Waffle
assume
is
you're a criminal
fucking S-tier.
every time. Wait, no, sorry. Turns out it was this evil.
Waffles are S tier. Waffles are S tier. That's what I'm gonna say.
Priest that was behind it, but I still think Waffles is up to something. Aside from the questing just feeling good, another thing that really works in the favor of New World is the amount of different
The
progression
asteroid
systems they
is
have.
depleted.
I already talked about weapon mastery and your character
You can
level,
link
but
all
there's
that if
so
you
much
want.
more.
Have
One of the
fun.
big ones is territory standing. Like a lot of other MMOs, the map is broken up into zones, and by completing quests and exploring landmarks and killing monsters in a zone, you'll gain standing with the people there. Unlike some other less impressive reputation systems, there are tangible benefits to each level. Things like faster XP gain in the region, lower trading post fees, and even faster standing gain. So as you go around just playing the game, you'll be working on multiple different stats at once, and that just feels good. No matter what you're doing, you're never really wasting time. Oh yeah, there's also the entire crafting and gathering system. Did I not mention the entire crafting and gathering system? Basically, the entire world is covered in harvestable resources like herbs and trees and ores, and no, it's not like RuneScape. Why would you say that? RuneScape doesn't have skinning, and New World has skinning. No, it's not like Albion. Why would you say that? All these resources you gather can be refined and crafted into consumable items, weapons, armors, and more. And you guessed it, every single crafting and gathering type comes with its own level. So cutting down a tree gives you experience in logging, but refining those logs gives you experience in
Oh
woodworking.
my
And using those
God,
logs in
how many
combination with
mobs do
something
I
else to make a
need?
weapon, for example,
Fuck your
will give
pop
you
aggro.
engineering. I decided
Fuck,
that I
I
wanted
can't
to
move,
get an
can't move.
upgraded bow, so
Don't know
I
why.
grinded out all of the resources
Let's
and
go.
levels I needed until I could finally make it. But the coolest part was,
Your
even
skill has
including trading
increased.
with other players, this was the best bow I could get for a little while. So using the crafting and gathering system and the levels that I had earned, I was able to get a really big benefit. That felt so good. But later on, the weapons and armor I was getting from things like monsters and quest rewards was quickly outpacing what I was getting from crafting and gathering. And eventually, even buying weapons from other players off the trading post became a way better idea than wasting my time gathering these resources. This is an issue I have with a lot of crafting and gathering systems, and not just MMOs, but most RPGs. These games are often at odds with wanting to make PvE and PvP rewarding enough to be worth the effort and skill required to do those things. So crafting systems in most games end up falling by the wayside.
You're moving.
in
Why?
other systems.
Why are you
Don't
moving
get me
right
wrong,
now?
the
I did not
crafting
tell you to
system
move.
Totally has a place in the game,
fuck's
especially when it
sake.
comes to consumable resources. But I never got that really gratifying feeling I got from making a best-in-slot weapon for myself, and I just wish there was something like that as the game progressed. Eventually, I basically stopped gathering resources and crafting entirely in favor of just buying things from other players and questing to just move on faster with the leveling. But wait, I haven't even told you the best part of New World yet. The variety. Sure, you can quest, but you can also take a break from questing to cut trees, build a camp, pet this dog, do this, play Guitar Hero, do some parkour, or even do an expedition. What's that? You don't know what an expedition is? Let me explain. Expeditions are like dungeons from other MMORPGs. You and a small group of players go into an instance area where you fight through a set of bosses and solve some small puzzles to get unique rewards. It's an extremely fun part of these types of games because it's an easy way to get into group content. The need for only 3 to 5 players and the low stakes of the expedition itself make it a perfect time to actually experience the second M in MMORPG. Multiplayer, a part of these games that a lot of MMOs struggle with. New World actually does a great job of creating what I call natural multiplayer. Natural multiplayer just means overarching game design decisions that will lead to multiplayer instead of smaller scale choices that force it on the players. For example, I only ever discovered my first expedition because there was a main quest line that led to that expedition where I had to go kill the final boss. But this expedition is impossible without at least
It's like he's describing what an MMO is. It's not too good. I don't think this was very good. "2024 impressions." Okay. Thank you, Mortisimo Gaming, for the excellent concert from a stream. I'd like to sub to your channel. No, I don't think this is going to be kind of cyclical. Bug Gripple. Oh, come on. Man, some of the videos are not that high quality. They're like digging and digging. Excuse me. Excuse me. Why is that mining drone damaged? I don't know, this wasn't too good. I want to see other gaming stuff, I think. Yeah, fucking... Here's a brand new Mortisimo Gaming. Avowed, new gameplay and details. Thank you, Mortiso, for the excellent
What's going on,
contribution.
everybody?
I'd like to sub to
Mordem
your
here,
channel.
this time bringing you a look at Avowed, following Xbox's Developer Direct showcase yesterday from the time of this video, where we got a fresh look at this title alongside several others. And I'm happy to say that this particular showing of Avowed was much more promising and seemingly better received than their initial gameplay trailer. Though before we dive fully into that, just as an aside, I think the Indiana Jones game that they showed off really stole the show in most cases. That game looks great. I definitely plan on reviewing that now. And Visions of Mana also looked pretty good. I'll likely take a look at that one as well. But today we're here to talk about Avowed. So, if you're unaware, and just to cover my bases, Avowed is an upcoming first-person fantasy RPG set in the world of Eora, or the Pillars of Eternity franchise. However, Pillars of Eternity 1 and 2 were both isometric CRPGs, whereas this is clearly going in a bit of a different direction. I love that world. I love the original 2 games. One of the things I did before I started doing this full-time was a huge lore series on the world of Eora, so I was pretty much already in on whatever it is they do here. That said, the initial gameplay trailer for this one was a bit underwhelming, and that's mostly because they focused on combat and things like that, which, while certainly important in what is ultimately an RPG, is never going to be the game's strongest point, whereas in this particular showcase, the entire thing seemed to have a much more cohesive direction, both in terms of definitely combat, but also more specific to RPG things like choice, consequence. They even introduced a new, I believe, companion from the looks of it, so there's a fair bit to go over. First, they led with a small introduction to what Avowed is, specifically that it is taking place in the Living Lands, and they wanted to capture what that means in terms of the landscapes and things you'll be interacting with, but also the story. The Living Lands are a mostly unsettled territory to the north that, as the name would kind of imply, is teeming with untamed wildlife. It does have a few small settlements, though. We are taking on the role of an envoy from the Adir Empire. Because of this, your envoy can either be human or elf, so the race choice is a little limited there, but they did discuss a tiny bit of what is to come, which is to say that we'll be uncovering all sorts of secrets in the Living Lands, of course, both in regards to the already mentioned spiritual plague that is plaguing, of course, the Living Lands, which is almost certainly something to do with animancy given the setting, which is the study of the soul, which is a very clearly defined
Pillars
thing
of Eternity
in this
2 was good.
But in addition to that, they let slip that something we discover, some secret in the Living Lands, will be very personal to our character, which is especially cryptic given the nature of the Living Lands at large. So it'll be curious to see how that pans out. But from there, they did go on to talk a bit more about combat, and luckily this was again a much improved showing from the original gameplay trailer, but I do think it's still important to mention that as an RPG, there's going to be a big emphasis on choice and consequence, nuanced moral decisions, etc. that Obsidian is pretty well known for. And while we don't have full details of things like the progression systems and whether or not they're pulling much of anything from the original titles, which we'll talk about momentarily, in terms of its combat systems. And because of that, it's hard to really look at combat and be like, this is what they should improve, because I don't know if this is stat-based, if it's simply equipment, or how exactly that's going about working. And when you're looking at combat that is based off stats and numbers, the physical representation of that in the game world is never going to be quite up to par. Nonetheless, though, I do think this is looking a lot better than their initial trailer, and they showed off a wide variety of weapons and approaches. For starters, you'll be able to equip a large variety of items in terms of swords, shields, daggers, wands. Guns are a thing in this universe, so you'll have some more primitive versions of those even. There's dual wielding, so it looks like you'll be able to equip something to each hand.
Avowed's looking good,
you can save these setups to loadouts that you can swap on the fly to keep you in the combat. And while they didn't go super deep into it, it does appear that there will be a fair few enemy mechanics to deal with, and there's the usual stuff, blocking, parries, things that you would expect from a first-person title, essentially, but also...
Thank you, Mortiso, for the excellent teaser on Avowed. I didn't know it existed, and that is exciting. Yeah. Sometimes I think, you know, yeah, it just doesn't have the combat. I'm a combat nut now. I'm a combat addict.
Means
so.
we have conquered Dwarf Fortress. Maybe not conquered, but at least had a really good run. I wasn't
Thank you,
sure if
Cool
we're to
Kid
do this
Croc. I've liked the
episodically
sub to
or
your
just do
channel.
it all in one go.
Skull,
And
I
I think
spent
we're
10
just going
years
to do it
playing
all in one go.
Dwarf Fortress.
Welcome to Dwarf Fortress. Prepare to guide your stout charges to fortune in a world fraught with many perils. We're going to be creating a world right now, generating it. I want a large world size. I'm leaving everything else kind of normal. We got a high...
I kind of want to look into, what was it? It was like Dwarf Fortress survival or whatever. It's like survival mode or something. Adventure mode, yeah, the adventure mode. Yeah. What's adventure mode, right? Okay, whatever. Let's see what they say. Thank you, Human Echoes Gaming, for the excellent cuts from my channel. I'd like to sub to
Well, hello
your channel.
everybody, and welcome to a new chapter in our
God damn it,
Dwarf
what'd you
Fortress
do?
life.
Go away.
This is Al, teaches Joe, Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode.
I'm Joe.
I'm Al.
Hi, Alan Joe.
For those of you,
How you doing?
maybe this might be a jumping on point for people. Maybe they haven't heard our 50 episodes of Adventure or of Fortress Mode.
True.
But we've been in Dwarf Fortress for a while. Joe is normally the Fortress guy, and I kind of got interested in Adventure Mode after playing Fortress Mode for a while. And so
I've played Adventure Mode maybe twice, and all I did was run around lost.
that's something that happens.
Okay,
so
good to know.
There's ways to get better at that, though. And what I'm going to start with is actually something that's not going to be on the screen here for me, but I always have a second screen open where I have open the Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode quick reference. Not the quick dagnabbit, I can't spell fortress. I'm trying to do it on my phone.
What's happening?
I'm going to do it with the microphone, Joe. Dwarf Fortress Adventure Mode quick reference.
I don't know what else doing.
I'm opening up the quick reference. And this
What
has...
is the quick reference?
Oh, we're going to get there once it opens.
So then how was I supposed to know what you were doing?
Quick reference is...
You guys sound like girls.
Once you sort of have a little bit of a handle on there, it gives you your keystrokes for things if you've forgotten. It has obvious things like moving around, but it's also like how to move down a ramp, or you know, how to open your combat profile and stuff. Now, I know a lot of those, sometimes I forget, and so if you're a rookie and you're learning, it's really helpful to have that started. And we're gonna start playing, Joe.
Awesome.
Oh, I
Remember
gotta
back
click
in
on
the day when
window.
all games would have like a cardboard sheet with the key bindings?
Yeah.
Or at least it was extremely common.
This is basically what the quick reference is.
Yeah, now it's on the interwebs. Also, for anyone jumping on now, Al is going to start his first adventure in the world we played in Fortress Mode. So we're not quite up to date with updates, and we're hoping to find the fort we were playing before.
And this is a giant world, as you can tell by the very slow updating of the world that's happening
It actually
here.
looks pretty normal to me, to be honest. You're just used to Pocket.
I put not
Because
well.
you were-
I've updated from Pocket to small because Pocket
Oh,
seemed a
I didn't
little
know that.
small to me.
Okay.
But it's definitely here we
So right now-
are creating our first character.
It's weird to think that during that time.
Or when I say some many points, come up with them, and then thank you, well hung horse. I'm gonna.
Lurchy Pumpkin Rinsed? We didn't change that, huh?
I can change my name.
Oh, okay.
What do you want the name to be?
I don't know. We haven't actually picked anything yet.
I can
It's just
I can pick a name. Arrow is Pale Taupe. By the way, first different menus, you have page up, action, and say, okay, how much does she care about certain things?
Whoa! Okay, that's very granular. Again,
I'm
also,
not gonna do that right now.
Yes, that sounds good. If you are new to Dwarf Fortress, you can almost always dig down into things like this and find even more stuff you can toy with.
I don't think it'll help us, not die, which is gonna happen.
Let's see. All right, let's do this.
Let's go! You have to wait a minute while it loads us up. Loads the
Dwarf
world.
Fortress is a massive game.
You finally got your equipment together, such as it is. Now it's time for action and adventure. In the rush of excitement, you've forgotten where you're going to go. Perhaps some of your friends here can remind you. Press yes, that won't actually help. So to start off with here, this is sort of a really basic thing, but it's something that I have only come to recently, and that is if you have a keyboard with a number pad,
Warp drive
you should have
active.
your right hand on the number pad because it's so much easier. You have your plus and minus sign, which is used a lot for different menus. You have page up and page down. You have the slash and the star, or the asterisk, and those are used to navigate several menus, and then you have enter and also your arrow keys. All that stuff really makes it a lot easier to navigate the game.
In mind. Did not even occur to me for a long year that Al didn't default using the number pad. So that was a yes.
And especially in adventure mode, like I don't think in Fortress mode it's as essential.
It's pretty helpful.
But it's still helpful.
Navigating the menus makes way more sense.
The Lord Quicep, that guy, says, "Hello, Pumpkinhead. Long live the cause."
It's a lord? Hello.
Yeah.
Why is he one?
Docking request
I don't know why.
accepted.
Okay.
Usually, if someone else talks to you, you can go. You hit the letter K, as I just have, and it pulls up this menu here. You can start a conversation. That's a plus sign that you see
upper
around
left.
that.
Okay.
And I'm gonna go to start a conversation. So it gives you an X, and let's pretend there's somebody else in this room. You could move the X over them, and if they're within sight, you can speak to them.
Shout out to everybody. Is that like shout out to everybody, or is that literally yelling out words to things? Okay, you're actually shouting things to it.
Yes. I don't know why. I don't know. I've never had a port where that was beneficial. I guess if you were going to ask for a cease to hostilities and there was a lot of people fighting.
I don't know. Maybe you just want to play a person who just runs around screaming things to everyone too.
He says, "Traveling alone in the wilds. You know better than that." Let's have it. Continue.
We're freshly minted.
We are. Let's bypass the greeting. I've never been at a point where that like mattered, like where they were like,
Greeting?
"You didn't greet me."
We should probably toggle some stat on their personality towards you or something.
Possibly. But again, I've never stayed live long enough for that to matter. So this is how we find out about the goings-on in the area. You inquire about any troubles. And he says, well, let's see. We've got armies on the march, beasts, criminals, bandits, skulking vermin, and bone-chilling horror.
Sounds about right.
Which is a lot of things. Usually there's like 3 things.
Oh, really? I thought that was just like a default. Okay.
No, it different matters. So you'll have your ongoing. By the way, again, you have to hit K every time you want to bring up this menu, which is a little bit annoying. I wish there was a sort of, I want to keep conversing until I want to stop option. But if that exists, I have not found it. So you can ask about any of these things. You can ask about the armies on the march, the beasts, the criminals, the bandits, the skulking vermin, or the bone-chilling horror, or you can go back to the main menu by clicking change the subject.
Your skill has increased.
I think the vermin seems, if it's actual vermin,
that seems like it would be
something in our wheelhouse.
Something we could defeat. Yes.
Yes.
Our people have
your skill has increased.
Villains. They have a band called that. Somewhere in the admired forest.
Play them in the admired forest.
Your skill has increased.
I sort of felt that he was speaking colloquially, but I was hoping it was just a bunch of bugs somewhere we could step on.
Well, I don't know if we get. Well, there might be some mayflies and stuff. So next, the next valuable thing we can do is to ask for directions.
Your skill has increased.
But again, I don't.
It was inevitable. That's a meme that you'll see a lot.
That is far to the north, and we received a detailed description. So now we know where that is.
Okay, so that gets stored more or less.
Mm-hmm. Okay. I'll show you how to get there.
Your skill has increased.
First, I'm gonna go and try to recruit some peeps. Well, actually, that guy will not go with me, by the way. I meant to ask him to show you, but because he's a lord, he will not.
Your skill has increased.
I'm gonna ask that. To know.
Bypass the greeting and go immediately to, hey, come with me. Where did it go? There it is. You want to make sure you join me on adventures. Because otherwise I'll just walk around.
You won't fight back if you get attacked?
Your skill has increased.
So. They'll run away. I will agree
to glory.
That is standard every time. They're just like,
I think we can handle that, right?
Your skill has increased.
Is he with you?
He is. He'll follow me in a minute. There he is. Looking for some other guys. These little exclamation points.
Yes.
Kind of let you know, like, hey, there's some people over here. You can. I think it's sort of like sounds that you can hear.
Okay.
We're gonna.
Your
ask
skill has
him to come
increased.
with us. Join me on adventures. Nope, not to. There you go. And he'll go with us, and then we're gonna talk to this guy.
So how are you navigating these menus? I guess we should
With
touch
the
on that.
arrow keys. Oh no, I'm sorry. This menu, one of these things eventually becomes second nature.
Yes. But for newcomers.
But it's the plus and minus keys for the up and down through the menus, and then enter to select something, which I think that part should be obvious.
Yes.
And then I'm going to ask him to go with us. So I'm hitting the plus. Again, if you're looking on your number pad, the minus is above the plus, so plus is down.
Mm-hmm.
And he will agree to go with me if I lead him to glory and death. Now we get some loot. Now we walk over one of these. This is a bag. Now I'm using a tile set here that sort of gives me what things look like. If you're playing in the ASCII mode, I don't know what everything looks like, so this might not be as helpful to you. I'm using the Lazy Noob Pack, which sort of makes Core Fortress look prettier and adds some functionality. But I'm going to hit G, and that shows me a list of all the stuff that I'm standing on top of. Now to navigate this menu, actually there's not a page down here, but if there were more items here,
I left my
we
phone
have
in the other room.
slash up above the number pad, and then the asterisk.
Okay.
So we are going to grab...
It's very common also in Dwarf Fortress for different menus to have different. It's just a thing to get used to.
We're gonna grab these high boots. So
yeah, we are.
Get the high boot.
Just point out this is A B C D.
Yes. And because my screen has a little red border on it, you can't hardly see the V. And here's some greaves. I don't know what I'll be able to wear here, but I'll show you how to find that in a little bit. So
do you know if a flail is good for you?
I have a flail already.
Yes, is that what you use as a lasher?
Yes.
Oh, sorry, because you start with the weapon. You got it. Check.
So I just hit I. This is my inventory. Up at the top, you have what is in your left and right hand. You have your bronze whip and your iron shield.
Yes.
Then you have everything that you're wearing. So I have I don't know what a Braius is, but that's on my lower body. I have a whale leather skirt.
It's a sperm whale leather skirt.
I have a turban, gloves on. Wool is not great. You want to look for at least leather, and bronze is better for all these things. And down at the bottom, in the green, are things that are in my backpack, my linen backpack.
I see the backpack, and then the water is in your water skin.
Yes, which we will get to how to use that in a minute. We want to wear some of these things we've just picked up. I'm going to try this by hitting W.
Your skill has increased.
Why am I not attacking this mob? Come on, piece of shit.
Shoes. So I'm going to go hit R and then remove my shoes, which are sometimes difficult to find. There's an I and a J. Now I'll hit W. And you'll see that I'm holding those sand. I want to drop those, by the way, once, because otherwise you can have stuff sort of pile up in your left and right hand, and then when you strap, there's an option to strap your weapons to your body to show that you're not hostile, and that makes some problems. We're gonna put on our WA and WA again. Now we're wearing those high boots, so our legs are protected. And then you hit D to drop those other things that are in our other hands. So G, D, G again. And now you see those are I think that's it. That is on the floor. Let's look at them. To look at something, you hit L. And then you move over it. And we see Kanar, who's our guy who's following us, and the 2 llama wool sandals. Nice.
Shows up as a little pile of clothes. Are you sort of familiar with the fort? Okay, well, first off, what's going on in the upper right?
What upper right? Oh, that's above and below you. So that's
okay.
1 Z level above me is the top one, and 1 Z level below. If you're on the ground and there's not something below you, I believe it'll show you 2 Z levels above you. And because we are assuming that people will be jumping in with this, you're moving up and down with the shift, and then the left weird pointy bracket thing. What do you call that? Shift comma.
I think. Yes.
Shift comma goes up, and then shift period goes down, just like it does in if you're familiar with Fortress mode. That's how you get around there. Here's some more bags we can get stuff from. There's an Iron Morning Star. We don't need that. Now here it says
the shift or the slash in the start of view other pages, so we'll cruise down. There's a toy boat. We don't need that.
Toy boat. An iron kaku.
We got the
What is that?
gauntlets. What is? Kaku?
I don't know. Iron kaku.
I don't know. That's all that's in there, though. I don't need any of those things, I don't think. If you want to look up
kaku.
Okay. I'm going to continue looking in here. Again, we're looking for things that are either leather or bronze.
Oh, that's probably an instrument.
Okay.
Instrument names are procedurally generated with the world, so you're not going to find them in the wiki. They change all the time.
Got a copper helm, which I will hope to wear in a minute. And there.
So you're just running around this whatever we're in, just grabbing people's things.
I am grabbing people's things, and it will when you try to fast travel right outside the door, it'll be like, you got some stuff, but I'll show you that in a little bit. Getting stuff. And when you come back, it's interesting. Like they refill. So I'm just looking for things that will help me not die.
Yes, generally armor.
Yeah, I've got. There's some gauntlets there. There's a mail shirt. I'll try to get one of those. Again, you have to remember to wear all these things once you have them, and a lot of times it'll be you have to remove the other stuff that you are wearing. It's an iron whip. What kind of whip do I have currently? I have a bronze whip. Iron's better than bronze, right?
Yep.
I'm gonna get that.
Actually, you know what? Dwarf Fortress is so granular that depending on what type of weapon it is, the material. Best material changes.
There's an iron buckler. I don't have one of those. By the way, if you see it listed as a large or small, I think generally that means that it's too big or too small for you.
Okay.
And you will not be able to wear it. So sometimes you'll spawn as a goblin in a human fort, and goblins are smaller than humans, and they cannot wear their clothes. We'll get to that later. There's a sandal. I don't care about that. Bucklers. Iron pick. Not really doing any mining. I would normally go much faster than this. Let's get that breastplate. But obviously I want to... I'm doing my best to show and explain what I'm doing as I'm going.
Mm-hmm.
Hopefully that's doing well. I don't know if there's a way to get some of this stuff and give it to your compatriots.
I was just about to ask that.
I have not done that. Here's a wood crutch. Okay, I'm gonna get one of those because that'll put our crutch level way up if we get wounded. That's something that's a little hack that I've not actually been able to implement yet because I never found a crutch in a box.
If you just use the crutch without being injured, you gain crutch walking skill.
Yes.
So if you ever happen to get injured,
I think I could use that leather hood because that'll go over my helm, I hope.
Wow.
You'll layer stuff as much as you can. Wool, braziers, reed, that's not interesting. There's a silver maul, that's really not interesting. Trousers I can probably use. I'm about to strip naked in front of my guys, by the way.
I'm looking up.
They're gonna be like,
attempting to look
what?
up the if you can possibly hand stuff around.
I don't care about the cat's eye. Okay. Now I'm gonna remove a lot of my stuff. Remove the brace, remove the skirt, remove...
we know this.
I guess I'll keep the coat on. I'm gonna remove the turban. I don't have other gloves, I don't think. I have gauntlets. Do gauntlets go over gloves? Do you know?
They can?
Okay, well, I'll leave the gloves on then. I have socks, those are fine. Okay. Well, let's see what we can wear. We want to wear these gauntlets, or the helm.
Yeah, companions.
I'm gonna...
C's to view the companion interface.
I like these guys. They're nice and positive, and they're smart. They're actually smart, you know, and they're not pretending.
Wear that leather hood, and then I'm gonna wear those trousers. All right, now I'm all covered up.
Great. Nope.
Will help me survive. Now, where shall we go,
Go,
Joe?
go.
I don't know.
Go.
How do you know where you're going inside of this fort, even?
Oh, this isn't too bad. You just kind of like I've. This is not a real complex fort, so we go down here. That's a hatch.
How do you go down?
With the shift period.
Oh, okay. I thought that was your view.
And then
okay,
there's another shift period there. And then we are...
all 10 of them, huh? Jesus.
Okay.
Nope.
But how do you get out? That's always where I ran into problems.
Well, this is not...
At least
actually,
I lived.
I feel like I've lost my way a little bit here.
Yeah, I lived.
We will get out. We might have to edit some stuff.
Monosh cone.
Oh, here's another down, so we might not be at the lowest.
Or will they not dig underground?
I don't know.
Oh,
I do not know for certain, Joe. But now I am lost and I'm freaked out. That's not good.
That was where you started. That much I can... Wait,
No,
oh.
I started in a door that I could exit. Like, you always start, as a human, you always start in a room that you can get out of.
Oh, that's good to know.
In the couple forts that I've played.
It's good to know that I've jinxed that.
I just went looking around too far. I flew too close to the sun, Joe. I stole too many clothes.
Did you go up these stairs? This seems like where you would... And then up again, maybe?
Yep,
I don't know.
could be.
We're lost.
It's okay. It's okay. We'll find our way out.
This is where you started.
Is it? No, it's not. Because the Lord isn't there.
Oh, you're right. He wouldn't move, though?
He won't. Not unless I, like, start attacking him. He doesn't generally just go somewhere. And yes, this is a problem, by the way. In the game, you will occasionally get lost in places. Usually not this quickly. I used the part of my brain where I would normally figure out where I am to explain things. So this is really on all of y'all.
What are these purple blobs?
Which purple blobs?
So
Those
above,
are
past the wall.
places where we have been, our tracks, as it were.
What? Really?
Yeah.
Why are they all so scattered all over the place?
Because we've been there. It's a sign, as it were.
Interesting.
So you leave tracks and things.
That was... Alright.
We've been here. I know we have. Thank you, Joe.
It's gotta be down here.
We've been here before, too.
Go that up track.
There it is.
Ah!
See, we started in this room. That guy's still here, as I said.
Hello.
We can go out the door.
Oh, that's just... Okay.
Yeah, this is just... And see how... So you can't see him, but when you're out of there, you can see, like, okay, there's sound in there. There's probably a dude at least in there.
Cool.
So here we are, out in the world, walking around. Wow. Walking around.
Now, this interface is always a little tricky at first, the Z levels and stuff.
So yeah, we're going up and down these little, what you're looking at here with the dots to the right, that means that there's land below us. And then to the left, where the black is, that's above us. And then these little triangles are ramps. Means you can move up and down.
It's technically a wall to your left. In Fortress Mode, you could just dig in there. But...
Yes.
Well, at least I haven't died.
I don't know yet. I have not experimented with digging.
So there is Fog of War.
Yes. So if you can't see it, like if your character is not within line of sight, or if there's not very
Watch
much.
the trees, yeah.
Yes. So for instance, I'll go up to this tree and there's less visibility there. Now here's something that I'm going to do.
All right.
And as Joe has mentioned in the past, talking and doing makes you a little bit dumber. But
Yes.
okay, first of all, you can see on the lower part of the screen, Joe, kind of towards the right, where that brown words is, it says on ground.
Yes.
That means I'm crawling around.
Okay. How long have you been crawling around?
For this whole time, I believe.
Okay.
I'm gonna hit S, and that stands up.
Excellent.
That means I'm going faster. Now I'm gonna hit Shift S, and it asks me how quickly I want to move. I'm actually gonna stroll because moving more slowly uses less water and food and whatnot. And I am going to sneak, because just as a practice thing. There's no reason not to sneak. And then I'm going to go into... This is our overworld. Now, I got here by hitting Shift T. This is our fast travel. Now, you don't get out of here by hitting Shift T. You get out of here by hitting D for stop, as you can see. And there is the S... Oh, I did have sneak on. Okay, when S is purple, so it means we're sneaking. There are other things that... I don't know what clouds do. I don't know exactly how that helps you. But if you go to Q, do you remember the name of the place where we were looking for the guys at?
Loco. If I saw it, I might know it. Offhand, no. Is there a search?
Some kind of P
yes, there
name.
is. There's F for filter. And you can say red. Right? And that it'll narrow it down. I don't remember what it was, though. But these are all the events. And... let's just start with this one. There's the Invasion of the Wayward's Fellowship. And we have a Z for restart on selection. Now, you'll see I go down here where it says the Invasion of the Coalition of Boars. The Z is not, it's grayed out. It's not available. But here, you can find out where that's at. And it tells us, oh, it's way up there in the north. That's pretty far.
Now what? Okay, so the key to this map key is actually
Zoomed out
not
further.
tile set. This is tile set.
It is a tile set. It's zoomed out even further than our fast travel map.
Depending on your tile set, this will change. However, that green blinking line is...
That's our path that we need to take. We
And
need
the O
to
is
go
the destination?
north. That's correct.
Okay.
Let's see if there's anything else we can find that's closer to us.
Can
That's
we
way
look
far
up
away.
what the thing we asked about was? Also, how you telling how far away it is?
Because we're not on the screen.
Oh, okay.
Like the green line goes down past where we are. There's a giant world. I mean, this world is huge, and looks like I don't know where. Oh, there's something I know where it is. That's right next to that. Okay. Everything's up north. It looks like we might have
Now,
to
what does
just
this mean,
travel
lady?
to the north.
Lord, there's people that we're looking for, maybe that we know where they are.
These
I
are
guess?
events. So, for instance, there's well, now
Lord. There's a Lord an event.
invasion of the Mighty Fellowship Stir
okay.
Lady.
I see. It's reading.
Wait, no, actually, no, it isn't.
Oops.
Is it? No, I don't even know.
No.
Maybe somebody became a lord?
Twig clearing. I don't. Yeah. Okay.
It looks like there's a lot to the north.
It does look like there's a lot to the north.
Let's see if we know where any beasts are.
There's that drone ant. I've been tracking it.
Do we know where that one is? It's right there by us.
Yes.
Let's go get the drone
Let's
ant.
go kill an ant.
Okay, so this map doesn't
Docking
stay up. You
request
kind of just have to sort of
accepted.
look at where you're at and get a decent idea on your bearings.
Oops.
But we're
Alright.
in here, and we can go this way. Or here's water. You can't pass through water.
No.
And I pop that cube map open pretty frequently to see, like, am I getting close? Oh.
Is there a way to
I want to go to beasts. I forgot to go to beasts. Joseph,
Yes.
you let me forget to go to beasts.
So as to say, is there a way to like flag the drone ant?
We're gonna get that drone ant.
What's toggle line do?
Toggle line? Oh, let's see. It just tells
Line
you
toggles. That
where
makes
you're
sense.
at.
No, the green line toggles on and off.
Yeah, that's what I meant.
It's not even close to what you said.
You're very
What happened?
we zoomed out more because we got away from civilization. So something that happens is we are closer to our hamlet where we started. So there's
Right.
little doors. These are kind of well, these are roads and whatnot. And when we get into towns, this brown spot, like we can't walk through this brown square. We have to go down here, and then it shows up on the right there. You see, it says there's a house. So there's houses.
Warp
There's
drive
more
active.
right there, and then we can travel through that area here. Once you get away from civilization far enough, when there's not any kinds of whoa, whoa. I didn't. Oh, I think I turned number lock off somehow.
What's going on?
Oh boy. Well, it got dark, which I was not prepared for.
What's that? Is the O on this map now? For the drone ant? What's the O in the upper left? The top?
That is
above
the
us.
moon
Oh.
passing through the.
I
Something
don't
is
know,
going-
man. This game is barely playable. You can see it.
Something wrong with my keyboard. I keep going over, and I'm gonna hit stop and see what happens.
Docking request accepted.
So it offloads. Takes a minute to offload the map. Why am I? Ah!
Albert's key is stuck.
I don't. Okay. This is on purpose. Hold on. I have to do percussive maintenance.
to do percussive make.
My key is stuck. No.
Your key is stuck.
I mean, it's
I might have to.
almost time to wrap this up.
save
Man, he
the
sounds
video.
like me. That
It
kind of
is
shit
45
happens to me
minutes
all
in.
the time.
Okay, well, I wanted to go kill that drone ant.
That's part 2.
It'll have to be part 2 because I've got to figure out what's going on with my keyboard. Dwarf Fortress has forced us to escape. We were gonna possibly get into some mess with some bogeymen at night, but we don't have to deal with that right now. So yeah, that was the first
That was a
episode.
quick
Man, that
hero's
flew right
given.
by.
Give in to starvation. Oh yeah, when you're on the con, it's yes. You haven't done this in a while. Again, I was driving the boat for the last bits of adventure or fortress mode.
Well, especially when you're trying to explain everything. I hope
Yes.
that I did an adequate job for those of you who have not played before. There is some of this that's a little bit intuitive, but a lot of it is not.
A lot of it is
tried
just
to
the
go
Dwarf
as
Fortress
step by step as I
UI.
can. Obviously, because I know it somewhat, I don't want to just assume that I'm telling you what I'm doing. So if I've missed something, please feel free to let us know. And if you, obviously, there are many of you who know more than me, help out with some tips in the comments, because we always welcome that.
Think anyone will know what happened to your keyboard, but if you do, that would be helpful. Also, gotta say, for absolute new timers, the user interface gets very.
Play now.
I'm always like, oh yeah, that's right. Are you still hurtling yourself to the northwest with a reckless abandon?
We are
and
not.
No control by Albert.
At the moment, at least. I think that might have been a number lock problem. But so
You're still walking? Are you doing this?
I'm doing this, Joe.
Okay, well, hang on.
Pushing the button. Should I tell people what we're doing?
Yes.
Okay, fine. Hello and welcome to Al and Joe Play Adventure Mode Dwarf Fortress. Whatever we're calling this now.
Al teaches Joe. Al is not comfortable in the role of a teacher. He feels inadequate.
I
lacks
was
patience.
thinking about. I was laying awake this morning thinking about the many things which I do not know about Dwarf Fortress.
It's not saying Al is all-knowing about... Okay, first off, I would want you to stop just because I don't know what's going on.
I'm just moving across the screen. Here,
Well, I
I'll
think
go
we're
back.
in danger, aren't we? Didn't we go hurtling off?
He
and
is smart. He is
Like,
smart. I like him.
I think we
Hungry
were
and
looking for a
there's
drone
boogeymen.
ant last
Many
time.
things
We
that I
overshot
don't
him.
know.
I know we were looking,
Yeah.
but we went... I mean, as
See,
far
that's
as
why
I know,
Rust.
I
It's
have
hard for me to play
Adventure
Rust
Mode, I guess I
like
don't
very
know.
much now because there's nothing that I don't know about it. I can wire pretty much anything. I can do any building. I know how to make open cores. I would suck at it. I wouldn't say I know how to do it well, but I know how to do it. I know how to do everything basically in that game. And so now, like, it's lost interest for me. I look at this game just because I'm like, oh, well, can I learn about it? And I think so. Yeah, very slowly. I think you can.
It appeared to me that we went flying off to the northwest.
Well, if the bogeyman was there, he would have caught us. Because I don't care how fast you're pressing the key, the bogeyman's faster than you.
And what is the bogeyman exactly?
Yeah, the bogeyman.
Okay, in Dwarf Fortress, what is the bogeyman?
He's a monster that shows up at night and like instantly kills you unless you're invincible.
Okay, why is he not killing us?
I don't know that it was a bogeyman.
What was the bogeyman?
We just got popped out by some kind of attack.
Oh, so you keep... Okay, fair enough.
We were doing fast travel. Sometimes you're doing fast travel and you're going along and all of a sudden you're like, oh, something happened. And it can
Okay.
be an animal attacking you, it can be goblin ambush, it can be a lot of stuff.
Okay, so the bogeyman is not,
It seems like a
automatic
really good deep
No.
sometimes
game
he doesn't
though.
show up.
No, and he shows up less if you have companions,
Okay.
which I
and
have.
How do we find out what pulled us out of fast travel?
We can go back in the direction that we were in.
There's got to be a...
There's announcements here, but I don't know if they have...
What?
I'm at my best under pressure, it was inevitable. Just these guys yakking around.
The great beast threatens to bring ruin upon our people.
Right.
Who is this? When did we talk to him?
That's one of our guys.
Oh.
I'm
Why
pretty
is that in
sure.
white and they're...
That was because that was initiated a conversation. Sometimes they just say stuff. There's Kanar, Aso, and Lukey.
Track spore? Okay,
Yeah.
what do we... Okay. Let's... make sure we're okay. I'm worried about us.
Okay.
Our health and our sleepiness and all of that. And
Well, we can eat some food right now if we need. I think we can. Well, here's a fun thing. So, Joe, you're worried about our food. We're gonna go
Right.
ahead and eat. We have every time you start Dwarf Fortress, you start off with some kind of meat. I think it's pretty randomized. But today we have longfin mako shark tripe.
We can drink the tears from our eyes.
Yes.
We can. It doesn't actually provide sustenance for us.
Crying.
I think your eyes just water.
Yeah.
Holy crap!
Yeah, I mean,
Okay,
I don't know why we're crying.
we don't want to drink a coating
probably
of our human
cold.
tears.
yeah.
We can do that.
This is so weird. Right, so we have mako fin tripe, which apparently sharks have intestines.
Yes.
That's probably a fact.
So you can keep doing that forever, eat, and then human tears. It will not make you full of anything. So we'll start off with the easy thing, which is, by the way, I'm hitting E to bring up the eat menu. I was getting wrapped up in explaining things to you and forgot to say that that was what I was pushing. So you and then meats are easier than water because meats don't freeze.
Oh, our water froze.
Our water has turned to ice. So right now we'll just eat something. We eat some tripe. Okay.
All 5 of it?
No, I think now there's 4 left.
Okay,
it's telling you how many there were. Alright, now I'm gonna hit
tripe.
G, and we're gonna make a campfire.
Okay, so usually that's get, but it's also it's sort of like a do stuff in your general area.
Yes, in fact, that's well, generally, so G will always give you the option to make a campfire after you've had all the other stuff and the get. Does that make sense? So it's multi-purpose.
Yes.
And I'm gonna hit capital I, Shift I, to interact, and then I'm gonna use the ice, and it gives me the option, what would you like to do with the ice? Heat the ice.
Near a campfire.
Right.
Obviously that's situational. If you were not near the campfire, that would not be an option.
That would not be an option.
Okay.
Things like that also work with other things as well. And there's a specific thing for wells,
drive
but
active.
I forget what that command is right now, so I'm not going to go into it. I'll look it up later, Joe.
Naturally, there's an entirely different command for wells. I mean, that makes sense, according to the Eastern Japanese tradition.
Yes.
That makes no sense. I'm babbling nonsense.
We're going to drink the water now that it is water.
Nothing like some shark tripe and some water.
Now, it'll still tell us that we're hungry and thirsty, but if we keep eating and drinking it, we will get sick.
Oh, okay.
So, I think...
Is there digestion time factored in? In other words...
Yeah, well, we won't... this won't do us forever, Joe. We won't keep getting sick.
No, I don't understand that. I mean, I eat and I'm not hungry... I'm still hungry for a little bit until, it settles in my stomach. Does that... In other words, does the hunger take a little while to go down after we've eaten, or is it an instant?
So. Okay. I think so. Also, you don't necessarily have to worry a bunch about hunger and thirst.
Is it more starving and dehydration?
Yes. Those are things where you're really needing to be okay, we need some water somewhere.
Check.
Since we saw, they're up to the northwest where you didn't want to go, there was a river that was frozen over, which is how you can tell that your water also will be frozen, because all the water in the area will be frozen, including the water in your shark skin, or whatever it is that you're carrying water in. So
our tears, though, were not frozen.
They were not. Luckily for us, because that could have been bad. But if you're near a body of unfrozen water, particularly flowing water like a river, you can replenish your water sack, which is nice.
Does time pass?
When I'm just standing here?
Yeah.
No time is passing currently.
Okay, can you make time pass?
Yes, you can push the period. And now time has passed as I press it.
Okay.
Now you wanted to go back and find out what was chasing us. There was, while I didn't want to run away from it as quickly as possible, the running away was not a bad thing in my mind. However, we can go back and see that if you don't want to go find that drone ant.
I want to find the drone ant, but I would imagine the information is hidden somewhere in one of these menus also.
Well, no, it is the announcement menu. I hit A before. You laughed at it, but those are your announcements.
Is one of these things saying, "Oh, good God, that shark has my leg," or is it just them yammering onto each other?
It's just them yammering onto each other.
So that is not the information we want.
Well, I'm not saying it's not. I'm saying that it may not be in here. It will be. So these are all white, obviously. I am looking to see if there's any other colors of announcements. Okay. So that's all the way back when we were up at the thing. So we didn't get an announcement when we were being attacked. Nothing hit us. If something had hit one of our guys, or if our guys were in a battle, we would have announcements there. But we ran away really fast. Not necessarily by choice.
Right. That was that in the game, or was that the number lock that you were referring to?
That was possibly the number lock, or somebody mentioned if you hit the thing again. I had some good luck with turning off number lock. I think number lock can be on or off, but I think it's if you're pressing the key and then also hit number lock. It's a bit of a mystery, honestly. I'm still not...
Number lock just toggles whether the number pad on your right functions or not.
But it works. I'm gonna turn it off right now, and you'll see it works. Oh no, it doesn't. Never mind. It has to be on, guys.
Yes, number lock toggles whether or not the number pad on the right-hand side of the keyboard is on or not.
Yes.
Would you care to test that again, Albert, and prove me correct?
Well, a number lock can make your arrows work, so usually if it's off, you can still use the arrow keys. It's not like it's completely non-functional.
The arrow keys on your number pad?
Yeah.
The 8, 4, 6, and 2. I see arrows now.
Yeah, you didn't know those were arrow keys?
I always use the arrow keys.
Okay.
Listen, you didn't know that there was a number pad! I'm not gonna
What do you mean I didn't know there was number pad? I've had number pads on keyboards since
You didn't use the number pad, I guess.
immemorial.
I don't want any of your keyboard snobbery
Also, this is not very informative to the people who are like, talk about Dwarf Fortress. I want to give a shout out to the person who asked us to turn off FPS. We did that. Sorry, that was distracting.
It was inevitable.
It was inevitable. That you get it. By the way, that was tricky. I didn't reply to that guy because I'm like, I don't know for sure if I can do that. You have to go into the init file and set FPS counter to no. There's a lot of other fun things you can do in there as well.
Yeah, there is. That's not in Lazy New Pack? That opening? I feel like I've seen that somewhere, but
I didn't look in the Lazy New Pack. I just saw it in the init file and didn't check. So we're gonna see how close we are to our ant.
Yes.
We gotta go to that bestiary.
Bestiary.
There's that drone ant. He is below us now.
So we did go flying past him, or he moved.
Or he moved. Let's go.
Just leave your campfire.
Yes, we can. No, that's okay. Here's a different thing you can do though. I think it's G. No, it's not. There's you can set a blaze.
Ah, well, there's nothing to set ablaze. Is that possibly the problem?
Maybe. It's
He
been
does best under pressure.
Yes.
Oh, that guy's telling us where a dragon is. That sounds.
What now?
Right up. I don't know. It said something about. Seek this place if you hunt Nelari Guild Flames, the Vault of Treasures, the Dragon.
Yeah, I don't
this
seek
wild
that guy.
fiend has killed 26 in her lust for murder.
We're seeking the ant.
Yes.
Because
now, I'm very curious to know. This is also just a, how this interface works in finding things. Because to me, this seems like a needle in a haystacking right now.
Well, so see up the upper left corner.
Yes.
That's not so good for beasts and whatnot, but it is good for locations. So the thing at the very top is the thing that you're closest to. I'm popping back in here just to find that ant. See if we're closer.
Find that ant!
Dag nabbit, I scrolled down too many times.
It's a show about missing relatives, Albert.
Yes. Oh, we're still above it. I'll go into the travel mode then, and...
Like, in this mode, how would you know if you went flying past the ant? Is it really just back and forth to this map and the other map?
And, yeah, and all the maps.
Right. So there's no, like, quest marker?
There is not.
That you might find in Skyrim or Fallout or something along those lines?
No.
Okay.
It's just, I understand, it's, okay, we're on top of it now.
Okay.
So we can stop. Hit D to stop.
Ah, that's right. Big menu, middle menu, smaller menu. See, now how do we find the ant? Well, you were explaining about the upper left.
Yes, the upper left. So for instance, there's that little angel statue at the very top. That's the closest thing to us. The closest, what's the word I'm looking for here?
Settlement, building?
Building. Not necessarily a building. It can be a cave or a lair, but the closest...
Location?
Location is a great word for it, Joe. Glad you caught with that.
I see. So, there's a green chest and a green something to the northeast, and then the northeast, that's a little further, and then east is further, there's a chest.
And these things can be very far away. It's just, it shows you the top whatever number. I don't know for sure if there is any way for us to actually find this drone ant. Now that I've looked around, because I've had good luck finding locations, but the drone ant is not going to be in a location.
Woohoo! We have discovered a river.
Yes,
we didn't know that was there before.
No, we didn't. Huh. Which is weird. It's annoying because you can get into the overworld and you can see the river on the overworld map, but then once you stop down, you have to walk up to it, and it tells you every time you've discovered a river.
I'm trying to think of what the ant would even look like on this screen, and I'm not.
It'll look like an
much.
ant. There'll be a little icon.
So you can see this whole circle, though. So.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, so roughly, do you know the sense of scale? How big this circle is compared to a dot on the map above it? or the larger map rather.
I have a
to-
rough idea. So, for instance, if I go into the travel map, you'll see that we've passed over that river there.
Oh, is that the circle we can see?
Well, the circle that you can see on the travel map is bigger.
Okay.
That is not the same circle.
Right.
So see, I can now. It's widening out because I believe anyway because the sun is coming up. This is visibility. Sometimes you'll get bad visibility because of fog or other sort of inclement conditions.
Could we see the drone ant on this map?
We could not,
Okay.
unless it attacked us. Now you'll notice. I'm looking for one. Sometimes there's almost right above me, to the underneath
spiky ball.
the little spiky ball.
Yeah.
Sometimes those are encounters that you can have.
Ooh.
It's running away from us.
Come back here. Is it possible that's the ant?
It could be, but probably not. It's usually something that
Is more
could
interesting
fight
than
you.
an ant?
Yes,
We don't seem to be gaining on it.
we do not. What's our speed? That's a good
We're
question.
sneaking and we are...
We are not
Oh, we're not sneaking.
I've
Okay,
just
sneak
turned
is-
on sneak.
Excellent.
We are also drowsy, which is not great.
Whoa.
What's
we
our
can't see
speed
that
at?
thing.
We're at the walk. We could catch it if we went to run and traveled that way, but it's gone now.
Oh, there it is.
Yep.
So we're running it. Oh no, we're not sneaking anymore.
We
can't sneak
dag
and
nab
run?
it. Sometimes it turns off.
Well, I imagine you can't sneak and run.
No, you
That
can't.
would be odd. You can?
Yeah. See, I'll turn it on.
That's weird.
It's just it decreases your. Oh, there we go.
They made a camp, whatever it was,
Mm-hmm.
in the middle of the day. Well, I guess it's evening if I'm reading that sun correctly.
I think so. Yeah. Okay, so now, let's see. Okay, so you can see where the campfire is. It's on that little. It looks like a sun, little spiky ball. It's saying
you
west
not-
northwest.
Oh, in the closest things map. Yes, I see
Yes.
that now.
So we want to go, and as we go, more, let's say north, it'll say, okay, now you just want to go directly west.
Oh, so you can.
Okay.
I
Also,
get it.
one benefit of sneaking, you see those red things there?
Yes.
That's sight lines. It's great for things, for finding things that might not, you might miss in the tile set or whatever.
Okay, hang on. I would suggest we stop running
Fine.
and sneak up. Can we sneak up to them really slowly and murder them in their sleep?
Well, first of all, let's lay down.
Yes.
That increases. So it tells us what our visual stealth is without skills.
Tiny profile.
Profile.
Oh. So
And
these are okay.
It actually increases if you go by like a bush or something.
That's crazy. I guess that makes perfect sense.
So right now
You're gonna have to go into the color mapping again right now because now we've got blues and pinks and
for what? As far as like
all around when you step behind that bush, some of this turned purple. To the south of the camp turned blue.
well, a lot of that is all again where there are people looking. Those are
Okay,
still
but
sightline
what
things.
means what?
I don't know. I think different colors are sort of like red is the, they can really see you there. And
Okay.
purple is probably a little bit less so, and brown's kind of like the edge of, the corner of their eye.
All right. Okay, so these are
I don't have a
goblins.
hard
If my-
fact on the specific colors, but that's sort of how I interpret it. If somebody has a better idea of like, no, purple is the worst or something, then please let me know.
These are goblins.
Mm-hmm.
They're. Can we is this even a remotely fair fight?
How many of them are there? And see, that guy's sleeping.
I've seen 2 so far.
So we have a good shot at taking on the sleeping guy.
Oh, we do.
Yeah.
Okay, so this isn't. Whoops. What's that all about?
Well, let's see. Chubby elf wrestler strikes. People are fighting. Ah, drink.
Yay! So that just happened. Oh, those are your companions just digging
Probably got into it with the. I think these are elves actually, not goblins. All right, so, it's
in?
an elf pike man.
Eyes, elf pike man.
So I should go before I actually do this. I should say I hit Shift A
Okay.
to attack,
Right.
and it asks you, which is really good, although sometimes annoying. Do you want to actually start a fight with this person? Because sometimes you'll be next to somebody that you're an ally with, and you're in the heat of battle, and you're like, fight with the bad guys, and then accidentally, you know, click on one of your guys, and it asks you.
friendly fire.
Yes. So you have Alt Y. The thing that's annoying about Alt Y though is you have to move your hands, which is sort of why it's a good thing. But you have to move one of your hands off of the stinking keypad. All right, you are fighting the wide set eyes elf pikeman. We can strike or we can wrestle, or we can dodge. But he's asleep currently, so that's no good. Now because he's asleep, all of these are light blue. That means great chance. Like we're gonna hit him.
Excellent.
We will hit him.
Go for the neck. What do we?
What's our weapon? Do you remember?
We have a whip.
We do have a whip. You're right. And then we can lash him. We can strike him with the iron shield. Strike him with our rope breed brace. Strike him with our sperm wheel leather shirt. Punch him with our left hand. We can bite him.
Scratch. Kick.
And then down there in the bottom at that white text, you have different types of attacks. Now, because he's asleep, I'm going to use a heavy attack because it's slower.
What is no charge attack? Oh, because we're on the ground.
Yes.
Do we get a better hit if we stand up? Or that might...
Possibly, yes. We're going to use a very heavy attack, and we're going to lash with the bronze whip.
Yes.
Let's see. Bruising the muscle and tearing the upper spine's nervous tissue through the small leather coat. Nice.
Oh, ugh.
Let's stand up now. You can't stand up, somebody's in the way. Darn. Alright, now,
that's interesting.
Here's a,
So we're lying on the ground, lashing away at this man's neck.
Yes. When you put it like that, it sounds kind of dumb.
Picture us on our belly, lying next to him.
Now that we're in a conflict with him,
right?
There's a fast combat option, which you can fine tune to start with by hitting Control C, or I'm sorry, Shift C. Capital C is the word I'm trying to say. I don't know why I started with Control. So you can change how you're gonna attack. There's a strike, which means you hit them with your primary weapon. Like right now, we would have a lash. There's a charge, which I don't usually use. I'm not sure how much the benefits are there. I think you have to have ground to cover. And there's close combat, which is a lot of wrestling things.
Okay, so you're toggling just that top line.
Yes. Then you have your dodge preference. You can move around or stand your ground. And your current charge preference, I'm gonna say dodge away, in case, because you know it's good to not get killed. And I'm gonna leave that on.
We're not big and burly.
Yes, I'm gonna leave that on strike for now. Okay. And then what we have now is we can push the arrow key toward the person that we're in the fight with, and it will automatically generate sort of randomized attacks. This is not as effective, but it is way faster if you feel like you're probably going to win the fight. So I'll demonstrate that.
Oh, God!
Well, I think that wasn't us, but he is dead now. So that's good.
Jesus, you smashed his skull in through his spine.
Who's standing in my way? Thank you. All right.
We won!
Well, they're definitely running away right now.
They are?
Yeah, so there's that... the guy underneath see the bottom of the screen there?
Yeah,
where there's
blue
the brown and blue. That's a elf that's facing away from us. I assume on the run.
He doesn't seem to be moving. Okay.
Yeah.
The asteroid
Let's
is depleted.
increase our speed by a lot and see if we can chase him down.
He's sleeping.
Oh, he's sleeping. Well, that's good too.
This is terrible, but yes.
Woo! All right.
Just whipping elves in the neck on the... It's great. Fantastic. Okay, I want to read this. With your bronze whip, bruising the muscle, tearing the upper spine's nervous tissue through the small. I think that's kind of incapacitating them, maybe?
I think so.
And then it's just like we just murder them on the ground?
Yeah. He's been struck down.
Heads go flying off.
So,
Okay, this is... Oh, there's one
that guy's fighting right now, so he's actually putting up a fight.
Oh, he was awake.
Yep.
That's not fair.
Yeah, that's not how I like to fight, but...
We're such dicks.
Let's see if there's anything I can steal from them while these guys are fighting. They're elves! Haven't you played Dwarf Fortress before? That's the deal. All of the coins have these names in front of them. I assume that's like the guy who's on the coin, the people, like the ruler who issued them.
Ah, interesting.
That's my assumption. I haven't actually looked it up, but it's not the same name. It also could be well, it's not the owner because there's his elf blood right there.
Yes.
You can get his elf blood to drink
the guy
later.
who minted them is another possibility.
Let's see. Can I drink the elf? Yeah, let's drink that elf blood there.
Okay. All right. Backing out from the wonderful stuff.
Oh, here's
happening.
Ignite, by the way. We can just set some stuff on fire. We set a fire. Yep. Just now.
Hooray! What? Okay. What sort of spoils did we get? A and B. Did we gain any skill?
Well, you told me to back out. I was gonna get some spoils. So
I meant back out from like I was very much in there with our guy lying on the ground whipping sleeping elves. Now I'm sort of stepping back out as the player, and I'm wondering, what numbers changed and what gear we. Oh, you lit it on fire before you. Okay, right.
So we can get the stuff that they were all carrying.
Do they just have dresses? Some of
Those are all small too. Small delineates you can't carry it, but we can steal their gold coins. So that's good.
Their head, I saw there.
Yeah, well, I think the head came off. So the other, unfortunately, you cannot butcher and eat.
Yes, that is true in the Fortress mode as well.
Live people,
sentient animals,
but
sentient beasts.
We can carry around his head and beat people to death with it if we want to.
Oh, we put it in our linen pocket. Excellent.
Yeah.
Okay, now skill-wise, how do we check our skills?
Skills are... Nope, not that. I've forgotten. There are many, many keys to press, Tony. Joseph, whatever your name is.
I'm Joseph Devin.
I will pull up my...
I'm looking it up. I'm looking it up.
Okay. I will go over here and find somebody to fight again. Who's this guy? Oh, he's just late. Look at him.
How do I adventure mode? Excellent.
I'm gonna attack this widely spaced teeth wrestler. You know what? I'll wrestle him. I'm gonna grab him with my right upper arm.
Who are you at? What?
And I'm going to grab his throat. Which apparently I have to go all the way to the bottom for that.
I just want to see the skills. Were you wrestling, by the way?
The wrestler.
Which wrestler?
The widely spaced teeth wrestler.
I thought they were. Oh, they're not all dead?
Nope.
Oh. Everyone's talking about the starting skills. We've done that.
Yep. There's a button to push.
Let's just go to controls, maybe. Quick reference. Was it on the quick reference?
I didn't pull up the quick reference. You said you had it.
Yeah, I thought I did, but apparently this is a very hidden items. Okay, information. Z status, space, advanced clear messages, A view announcements, shift Q adventure log. That's all we get for information.
Great.
Yep.
I'm gonna
environment. Describe odor is O. Have you tried that?
No. No, I have
Shift
not.
K. Display all nearby tracks and the strongest odor. I think you pretty much have to do that now.
Shift K?
Shift K.
There's 7 visible tracks. Most of them are ours.
O.
O?
Yes.
I'm not picking up any odor in particular.
I mean, Z, is it in the status menu? It's probably maybe in the status menu.
Nope. Wait. Yeah, no. This is... Let's see. S, view attributes. It tells us our strength and... health.
Right, upper arm choke throat?
Mm-hmm, that's what I'm doing to him.
Excellent.
Yes!
Really? You won?
I won. I'm in his widely spaced teeth. Won't bother us again.
So you wrestled him to death and he was alive. He was awake, rather. Sorry, that's what I meant to say. Awake.
No, he was asleep.
Oh, okay. I was gonna say, that seems
he
like
has stuff I can wear, though. Ooh. I've got a goat leather turban. Oh, I can get his head. I'll get the 1 coin that he has. See, that's a different coin than the other guys had. Where is that? Did he have? I thought he had a robe. Oh, a cape. A cat leather cape, yes. And I'm gonna W wear that. Now I'm a fabulous cat leather cape wearing guy. Oh, here's a... Oh, okay. We've discovered a river. Thank you. Secondly, here's some more of those elves that we can attack.
How many were there?
There was a whole camp of them.
I'm literally seeing nothing. This is bizarre to me. How do you see the things? How many are in a camp usually?
I don't know. A lot?
Excellent, excellent. Well, I guess we just sort of see if the name changes, right?
Yes.
Were we able to see, you know, okay or accomplished or whatnot? What happens if you throw Dwarf Therapist open for this?
Nothing.
Right.
Yes, I've got a chokehold.
So we're just going around.
Yes.
Choking sleeping elves.
Now we can hit it. No, he was awake.
Oh, wow. We're actually having a somewhat fair fight.
I mean, I don't believe in fair. I believe in fights that I can win.
I mean, that's fair, but I mean, he was somewhat able to defend himself.
He struggled against the chokehold that I put on him. Yes.
Huh.
Boom. Bruised the right lung through the small jaguar leather coat. I'm gonna change my attack preference to strike. Yeah. Oh, he strangled him. We are just dominating here.
Surprise dentistry is a great way to...
Yeah, that's not what you want.
It's a great way to boost your sneak and wrestling skills, which is hilarious to me. Surprise dentistry.
Yes. You want to do that? Look at this. So we can, I think... Can you grab it or do you have to punch it out? Okay, yeah. So we're gonna... attack. Alt-Y the elf lasher. We're gonna strike. Oh no, wait, I think we can grab.
I mean, I found how to find it on, okay. Yeah, you just get the words. However, I did find a list of all the words, so we can sort of see what we're doing if we're gaining.
I'm looking for his teeth.
There it was. I thought that was pretty...
The post-apocalypse gets a
Thank
bad
you,
rap
Chilluminati.
in the video game industry. Nowadays, it's treated like the World War II video games were back in the early 2000s. Regarded as cliché, overdone, and tired,
Call of Duty.
People are looking past the post-apocalypse now, looking for something more exciting, something new. But I would argue we haven't even scratched the surface. It's easy to look at the post-apocalypse and say, yeah, of course, we've done it over and over again. Look at the Fallout games and all the zombie games that we've gotten. They all truly do fall under the post-apocalypse genre. But those are but small slivers of what the post-apocalypse can offer. Sure, we've seen plenty of post-nuclear apocalypses or Walking Dead type post-apocalypse. But only recently have we seen developers try and take a crack at it from a different angle. Horizon Zero Dawn is an excellent example. It is truly set in a post-apocalyptic world.
It was good.
But humanity is still around. They resorted to more primitive technology mixed with the technology of those who came before. Where in something like Fallout, the world is almost completely dead and given way to mutants, monsters, and all kinds of nasty things. In something like Horizon, nature still exists and flourishes. The beasts are not truly beasts as much as they are robots controlled by a free AI. And humanity is not nearly at the brink of collapse like it is in a few other games. It's these new takes that give me hope that the post-apocalypse has so much more to offer. And that brings me to today's game, Caves of Could. I could try and sit here and explain to you what this game truly is, but it would take me too long, an entire episode's worth of monologuing. But Caves of Cud takes place in a world long past its expiration date, where those who are left alive live in a world that is a skeleton of its former self. A retro future post-apocalypse, where robots and AI wander a lush green world, where an entire city is looked at as chrome caverns, where whatever ended up happening in the past,
Your skill has increased.
those who live today. There are two kinds of creatures that you could play in Caves of Cud. Two sides of a coin. On one, you have mutants, those whose bodies adapt as necessary. Extra limbs, powers, night vision, and inhuman strength are all possible because you are mutated. Whatever happened in the past in this world has caused many a creature to mutate. And on the other, those who see mutations as abhorrent sins, the true kin, where they believe the true path to purification and ascendancy lies in technology, where cybernetic implants are the way of progression, that the body that you inhabit is imperfect, but they have the means to make it. It's both types of creatures on the opposite sides of this coin that drive those who live in the Caves of Cud. Before all of this went down, and before the world died, the way it was ruled was unique. 7 sultans around the globe ruled in their own respective territories, each sultan bearing a power unique to them, and their entire lives unique to your playthrough. Caves of Cud, beyond being an interesting retro future post-apocalypse, is also something of a true roguelike. It's why the visuals are so simple, but it's why the mechanics and the depth of this game are so deep. Each sultan is generated at the start of all of your games. The way they were born, lived, and died unique, and the items that they crafted for themselves, their weapons and their gear, also
This guy's good, like
unique.
Raikon.
And the histories of these sultans, forgotten to time, left up to you, the player, to discover. So, let's follow a man by the name of Havoc, a Praetorian guard of the true kin, who sees the mutants as they are. Monsters to be cleansed, wounds left over from a world long gone. And let's follow him on his journey to discover the history of these sultans and discover exactly what happened in this chrome-steepled land. The world of Caves of Cud is dangerous and deadly, and surviving longer than a few days is rare. But those who do, and overcome the difficulties that the world presents, a rich history, an exciting adventure, and riches beyond their wildest dreams await. And perhaps some interesting magics and science equipment can be found. And maybe we'll transcend humanity altogether and become something of a sultan ourselves. Enough talk. Let's join Havoc as we step through the gates into the Caves of Cud. And let's play.
When do I get stone skin?
On the 23rd of Uru Ux, you arrive at the oasis hamlet of Joppa, along the far rim of Magra Yi, the Great Salt Desert. All around you, moisture farmers tend to groves of viridian water vine. There are huts wrought from rock salt and brine stock. On the horizon, Cud's jungles strangle chrome steeples and rusted archways to the earth. Further beyond, the fabled spindle rises above the fray and pierces the cloud-ribboned sky. Welcome, everybody, to Caves of Cud, a game I am excited to play, and one that I have to thank the Hoarder tier for being my little guinea pig for the first episode. Sort of a first episode. A story that unfortunately will not be concluded because the game got updated and the save got wiped. But that's beside the point. We're no longer there. Instead, we are now in front of all of you. And I hope my description of the Caves of Cud has helped you understand the kind of world that we live in, the kind of world that our dear Havoc inhabits. You see, Havoc is a man who has spent his entire life training to rid the world of mutants and mutations and to discover the history of this land. Who the seven sultans were, how they ruled, and what happened to them in the end. Maybe even finding answers to why the world almost ended, at least completely. There is an argument to be made that the world did actually end, in a manner of speaking, and a new world arose in its place, the world we inhabit now. But that's beside the point. For now, Havoc finds himself in a small town out in the middle of nowhere. In fact, if we just go ahead and take a look at the world map, this is the world we all inhabit currently. In the bottom left, you can actually see Havoc on that map. There is where Joppa is, a small little oasis in the middle of a rather large desert area. All those hills over here, all these are desert mountains. To our west, a sea of salt water. To our west, a sea of salt water laps endlessly onto the shores. And to our east, jungles and ruins of old ancient civilizations and cities. We have ruins and jungles. And off to the east, all of this is what is now known as Chrome Ruins. The area in which once civilization thrived, where we'd find some of the strongest opposition and perhaps some of the most strongest equipment that we could find. Unlike the mutants, Havoc is a man of personal integrity. He seeks to further himself not with mutations and experimentation, but instead with the tried and true scientific robotics, cybernetics, and he even has night vision installed into his very retina. It'll help us at night. We won't need torches to see. We won't need to hope that there are lights out and about that keep us from being lost in the dark. The night vision that he has installed, his parting gift from his home, that's enough to keep him quiet and hidden. But this is the map, and this map is static in every single playthrough. Nothing changes about this map in this general form. Certain locations can change, but the history is what can change. But that's beside the point. We're getting ahead of ourselves. We'll explore all of this in time, if we survive long enough, of course. For now, Joppa is where we are. We need to take some time to explore. It's an interesting world. Money is fluid in the most literal sense and, of course, in the most figurative sense. You see, water is precious. Most water is salty and undrinkable in every way. But where there's fresh water, there is value. And in Joppa, at the very least, they'd use water as their currency, which is interesting because it means that in our inventory, we have these amounts of water. But since it's currency, it's valuable. But it's water, so it's heavy. And this is immediately going to be something we're going to have to be taking care of and keeping an eye on. It doesn't really matter all that much right now. It's just a unique aspect of how the money works. You can also see we have a few things in our inventory that we can go over. An energy cell, we have a chem cell rather. We have 2 food cubes, which is not great. 21 unburnt torches, which we'll end up selling most of. A steel shield, which is we're a Praetorian. We are... When you picture Havoc here, picture him as kind of this Wild West knight, if that makes sense. He wears steel armor. He has a sword and a shield, but over his back, he also has a rifle, which is always exciting. He also has a love injector, a salve injector, and a Sphinx salt injector. If we can actually take a look at some of these, and we can take a peek at this one. The love injector. You feel unusually amorous for about half a day, during which time you'll fall in love with the first thing you look at. If you inject someone else, they'll fall in love with you and follow you around for 3,000 to 3,600 rounds. There's a 4% failure rate for every level higher they are than you, which is important. Basically, we can have someone fall in love with us for a while. Salve injector, if we decide to take a look at the salve. This is basically healing. You know, we heal ourselves. So this is a Sphinx salt injector. Let's take a look at that. It lasts 18 to 22 rounds. We become immune to confusing attacks. You peer into your near future. You may revert to the point in time at which you first use this drug at the end of its duration. So basically, if we are about to walk into an area where we know there is a lot of enemies or something that is incredibly powerful, we think we have a chance, we can inject ourselves, and for we can try to fight. And if we fail, we can revert back to that time. It's kind of it truly does kind of give us this vision of this future. Now, whether Havoc would actually use it or not, well, that's something we can decide in the future, because it is kind of a temporary mutation in a lot of ways, and he is very much against that. Here's our actual character sheet. These are all of our stats. We got some bonuses for being a Praetorian. And like I said, we are kind of a medieval, Wild West, post-apocalypse kind of weird mess of cliches. Here are all of our skills. Now this is exciting too, because this is how we level. When we do level, we'll get skill points, and we'll be able to spend skill points on better things. And if you take a look at how many skills there are, and each one of them has an insane amount of sub-skills inside of them. So if we wanted to, say, pick up tinkering, for instance, we need to spend 100 skill points to get the tinkering skill alone. But as a package deal, we actually do get Gadget Inspector. Costs us nothing. It basically comes with the purchase. We have Tactics and Short Blade and Self-Discipline, Pistol, Persuasion, Heavy Weapon, First Aid, Endurance, Dual Wielding, Customs and Folklore, which is going to be useful for learning, Cudgel, Cooking and Gathering, Axe, Acrobatics, Wayfaring, and I think you get the point. All of these are things we'll kind of explore further. For now, let's see what Joppa's up to. Perhaps there'll be a little bit perhaps they're welcoming people, and most importantly, before we leave, we should resupply. We have base supplies, but if we're going to explore around the world, we're going to need a lot more than that. So let's begin to move. And as we move, you're going to see the townsfolk move as well. If you've never played a true roguelike, this may seem very simple looking to you, but there's a ton of depth, complications, and simulation happening under the hood. The town is kind of going about its thing. They're farming their water. There are people kind of discussing things, and we can actually hit L. And hey, look, it's us. It's you, equipped chainmail, implant night vision, Praetorian's cloak, steel longsword, lit torch, which we have equipped, which we're going to have to unequip, a desert rifle, and leather boots. We're in a defensive stance currently, which we can change. We can also take a look over here. Mehmet. He is impossible to kill in the current moment. Years of the desert have taken their toll on his body, but he commands your ear with his voice like few other men, and you wonder what sovereignty he might have come to were he not born a moisture farmer. And we can actually take a quick look at his history so far. We know that he's loved by this village. He's disliked by the Mechanimists for leading a raiding party on one of their camps. So at some point, perhaps Joppa was being besieged by Mechanimists. Mechanimists, I guess is how you pronounce that. I imagine they're people who create robots and lead them and control them. And he led them out to a group to destroy them. Now he's disliked by them for that. But, you know, it is what it is. He's also hated by the villagers.
Your skill has increased.
For selling a map of their vaults to adventurers. So at some point in this game's generated history, Mehmet sold off a map of the vaults that Amrod has, all of their useful stuff, to some adventurers, and doing that made them hate him. He's also disliked by birds for lighting a beacon fire to warn their enemies, which is interesting. Furthermore, he's got a woven tunic, a slender steel vine reaper, and sandals. Nothing exciting. And then we've got a bunch of water vine farmers. They all kind of look the same. The tatters of a sweat-stained thrash in the wind from where they hang about the farmer's neck. Clasped in his gnarled brown hand is a curved vine reaper of iron, with which he culls moisture-swollen wafers from the Viridian plant called water vine. Exciting stuff. And then way over here we have a dromad merchant, Tam, a stoic, long-necked man-camel. This trader belongs to the race of mercantile desert rovers who men called dromad. Interesting, a man-camel, long-necked. Up here, Warden Ulreg. Big Ulreg shifts his weight between his hind and forelegs. He shakes dander off the chipped surface of the great curling horns that splay from his temples, so he has giant horns coming out of his head, almost like a minotaur. One hand holds a purring blade, the other, lame and frostbitten, reminds us that while Mother Nature may bestow splendid gifts upon his children, he is still sister to cruelty. Loved by the Fellowship of Wardens, admired by the villagers of Joppa for defending their village, and he's got some interesting equipment. Now, when you start a game, Joppa is kind of the beginner town. A lot of these characters are static and have very similar, or are always the same, though their histories may shift, but there's plenty of options to start in random towns around this world. If you're more, I guess, you're kind of a veteran, I guess, of this type of game. And then, up here, we have an interesting looking cat. One-star ribboned knight, a ray cat crossed the marshy loam and wandered into Joppa. The watervine farmers, weakened by the joyful cries of a small girl, gathered around to revel at the favorable omen and extol the generosity of the beetle moon. Since then, Stesiphus has that's so hard to say. Stesiphus has spent his days curled under the shade of brine-stalk huts and sauntering over dirt paths. So long as he's approached with care, he welcomes the hands of friends and strangers alike. There's a cat that seemed to have wandered into this town during a time where there were joyful cries of a small girl. I don't know, maybe perhaps a small girl saw the cat and got overly excited about it, and everybody's like, well, we can't get rid of the cat now. This girl loves this cat. Let's talk to some of these people. We're also going to go ahead and explore. So let's look around at each of these houses. Interesting. Immediately, we find something interesting. A chest that is not being guarded. So if we just go ahead and take a look at this chest, we can actually pop it open. And it's got fine wafers, 3 of them, and a cracked lens. We're going to take all of it. First of all, nobody even knows that we're here. And we're going to need all of the supplies we can get while we can get them. Let's go ahead and keep our HUD open. Now, if we actually take a look, there's nothing here. Yep, we don't want to store an item, so we'll leave. Okay, let's keep looking around. There's plenty of us to look for. I don't know if there's anything in these. Nothing in that basket. Actually, we can just look. It's a basket woven from marsh reed. Nothing in this basket either. Close the door. There goes the cat. It's wandering around. Perhaps we can interact with it at some point. Another chest. Let's see what we've got. An engraved woven tunic and 4 copper nuggets. Let's take all of that. We'll definitely take a look at the engraved woven tunic soon. And there's the cat. Can we pet the cat? You start to glow. Stesiphus meows. So we're glowing now. So we're kind of emitting light. Perhaps petting the cat grants us temporary light. Another chest here. Vine wafers, bent metal sheets. Yep, we're gonna take it all. We're a little bit thieving, but they harbor in their town a mutant, somebody with large horns, and even a camel person, something that we're gonna want. Now, this shrine we're gonna look at as well, and what's interesting about these shrines is, as I said in the beginning, the histories are randomly generated as you play this game. So every time you play, the sultans, what they did, the powers that are associated with them, the artifacts and weapons they crafted for themselves, even how they died and lived is different. And the only way you can learn is by exploring the world and finding bits and pieces that might elaborate on their history a little bit. And then in your journal that the game will provide for you, you can start piecing together how these sultans lived. So if we go over here, this shrine is a shrine to Oyudukt the Fifth, Hourglass in Ivory. Let's take a look. Shrine to Oyudukt the Fifth, Hourglass in Ivory. The shrine depicts a significant event from the life of the ancient Sultan Oyudukt V. Deep in the wilds of Kar, Oyudukt V discovered Tebimis Morass. There, he befriended apes and penned a historical account. So we do know now that at some point in his life, he went to the Tebimis Morass, and he kind of came together with some of the monkeys, or the apes rather, out there, and maybe whatever the historical account he penned, maybe it's his time there, or maybe it was his journey there. It's there. So now we can actually see we discovered the location of Kar. You note the location of Kar in the location historic sites section of your journal. You received a new quest. We can actually go visit there. And we actually got a little bit of the Sultan's history in our journal as well. Let's go ahead and pray to it. We could also desecrate it, but let's just pray. You voice in short prayer beneath the shrine to Oyudukt V, Hourglass in Ivory. And that's it. We prayed to it a little bit. Didn't seem to do anything. But the exciting thing, if we go into the map very quickly, we now have, let's see. Oh, I traveled. I didn't mean to travel. I meant to look. Okay, so we can actually look around and see. And there it is. Deep within the earth cleft and under the labyrinthine shade, here stretches the ancient district where a labyrinth of pipes ferried the chattel of eaters. That's where we can go, and that's on the map now. That wasn't there in my last playthrough, which was always exciting. Let's go back into town. I spent... Oh, what happened? So when you travel, I accidentally went a panel over and then came back. Oh, I think that's maybe my night vision? What the hell happened? It's possibly my night vision, but when you travel, days pass. So what was once the 21st, we're now the 23rd. We spent the day traveling a little bit and coming back, which is kind of unfortunate, but what? Okay, it is my night vision, it's just dark. So it's green because my night vision is giving me vision in the darkness. It might just be late right now. Waxing beetle moon, we have a desert rifle. Okay, let's keep exploring. Let's actually discuss, let's have a conversation with this guy. Live and drink, friend. May you find shade in Joppa. So, we have a few options. We can actually ask him about Joppa, and we probably should. So what can you tell me about this place? You would be wise to speak with Elder Irudad. Look for his hut to the north. I am in search of work. Perhaps you have some? Some critters are eating our water vine. Farouk claims he saw one slinking around a vine patch. Ugly little thing. He says pale, white, 8 legs and ears splitting wide. I noticed a bit of red dirt in the water vine pool, the same we find in the soil at a nearby cave to the north we call Red Rock. Travel to Red Rock and kill as many of those critters as you can. Bring back the corpse of one too. Elder Irudad will reward you for your efforts. So they offered us a quest, something we can do in payment. And honestly, we've spent so much time traveling here and we're low on supplies. Any bit of money we can get, any bit of supplies we can get, by doing just simple little tasks for this small little village, we might as well. It's not too far and we can enjoy this haven in the middle of a desert in the meantime. So we'll go ahead and accept that quest. And we'll keep looking around. I don't know what's going on over here. He's lying on a bedroll. He's sleeping. It's just getting, I think it's getting late, so everybody's going to bed now. Yeah, everybody's going to bed. Let them sleep. Can I talk to you, sir? Ain't they wishing the hot?
I think I best just run. 3 of them's too much.
Don't know what that means, but that's fine. So you might notice we actually have a couple of options here. Everybody can trade if you hit the tab button. But there's another option that we can do. It says, your thirst is mine, my water is yours. This is known as the water ritual. Now, as I said in the beginning, and I know there's a lot of kind of exposition.
Your skill has increased.
But just so you understand the world that we inhabit, water is precious. It's money, but it's also obviously needed to survive. And since it's so rare, we can actually do something called the water ritual. We literally just give them a dram, which is a measurement in this world, of our water. And in turn, they'll like us more. So it's basically saying, here, we trust you, we like you, we want to be friends with you. Take some of my water, friend. Drink from it, for it is yours. And in turn, we'll gain some reputation for them. That's the mechanic. We can actually take a look at what everybody has a trade. And he has a glow sphere, which is something that's kind of cool, but we don't really need. And canned mystery meat, which we also don't need. So we'll just say goodbye. We don't even say live and drink, friend. We just kind of walk away. Now, here's the village elder. Dark in here, but that's all right. Let's actually speak with him. No, I don't want to attack him.
Warp drive active.
No, I don't want to. What? No, I don't want to attack him. There we go. I don't know, maybe he was just backed up against the wall or something. Live and drink, wayfarer. Welcome to the oasis of Joppa. Here you will find shade and victual, along with other provisions to help you better scour the rust caves for treasure. Above all else, you may drink of our fresh water and quench your thirsts. Well, what can you tell me about Joppa, since you are the elder? Joppa is an oasis hamlet nestled between the eastern reaches of the Great Salt Pans and the jungles of Kud. We are a community of water vine farmers. These groves lie along some of the few tracts of land tame enough to grow water vine. And what can you tell me of Kud? Kud is a strange and terrifying mesa to the northeast. Her tainted rivers breed life in all its motley forms. Her poison jungles shelter priceless relics of a forgotten past. But that is just the half of it. For Kud's most precious treasures and her most hideous children lie within the innumerable chrome caverns beneath the scarlet loam. To ply those silver hollows, a spry adventurer's dream. The years have wizened me beyond such foolish ambitions, but you, be not deterred so. My thanks, elder. Live and drink, friend. So, We learned a little bit there. I don't know if there's any more we can get from him. We could trade. Let's see what he has. Illuminated beat the mountain. Can we just look at this? The beat the mountains into shape when unabridged. Okay, it's a book. Books are also kind of procedurally generated. All books are different on your playthroughs. An unadorned codex of goatskin vellum. Illuminated. This book is adorned with decorative marginalia and illustrations. It's worth 30% more. So he's just got something that's very valuable, and he's got a publicly named an heir, which is another book. It seems nothing super useful. My thanks, Elder. Live and drink, friend. Nothing more that I care about here. Whoa, 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 whoa. Sorry, there's a button that... Whoa. There's a button that auto-explores the map you're on. I don't like doing that because it feels like it takes away a lot of the exploration for me. But there's more. There's more obviously around. Nothing exciting in these, just some farmers sleeping. And then over here, we can actually hear some noise happening over here. And there is somebody, it's seemingly working on something. Let's take a look. Mumbling. Tensile strength, Rebellon. Tensile strength of Reblon, but lacking in dino electricity. Retro-threading the M-band would probably... Oh, sorry, I didn't notice you there. It's because I was ignoring you.
Damn.
Noting a trace yield of synthetic linseed solvent. Basically, he's working on something and ignoring us. We'll just say hello. Or just stand there and see what he says. Unexpected deviation with the clan constant. Must you disturb me? What are you, some sort of treasure hunter? At the very least, make yourself useful and bring me a knick-knack from one of the caves. I may reward you. Where can I find such a cave? There are caves everywhere, you doll. This is good. Try the rust wells, just east of here. I will return with your knick-knack. All right, fetch Argive a knick-knack. And we finished the quest, fetch Argive a knick-knack. That might be because we actually have this. We looted this and he wouldn't know, so we could just hand it to him and be like, we were already at the caves, this is what we found. I'm actually curious about this engraved tunic really quickly. I want to look at it. This simple tunic is woven of stiff plant fiber. It's surprisingly comfortable. Engraved. This item is engraved with a scene from the life of the ancient Sultan Oyeduk I. While on a trek in Alid, Oyeduk lost control of his chariot and drove it off a cliff. He was killed at 17 years old. Oh wow, he did not live long. And we actually got plus 50 reputation with this will give us plus 50 reputation with the cult of Oyeduk. Now we know that there's a cult, and the very first Oyeduk did not live long. 17 years old is quite young, and he drove it off of a cliff accidentally, and that's how he ended up dying. We actually learned about the Sultan Oyeduk I. Interesting. We'll keep it for now. I don't know if we actually have this. We have something better equipped. So we know that it gives us 1 armor and 2 to our reflexes, perhaps. So we actually can take a look. Chainmail is straight up 3 armor, where this gives us 2 and then 1. This gives us 3 and -1. The Praetorian cloak that we have, which is really cool looking, I think. It's a decorated cloak of a Boolean Praetorian, but I just like in the image in my head is really neat, and Havoc looks really cool with it on. Gives us 2 of that, I believe is dodging, but I'll have to double check. Our right arm, we have nothing, but we're wielding our longsword in our right hand. And in fact, what I'm going to do is actually change the left hand to remove it. And then we're going to go ahead and equip the steel shield in our left hand instead, which actually does hinder us quite a bit. And our right missile weapon is our desert rifle, which is kind of slung over our right shoulder for now. We have nothing else that we can equip armor-wise anywhere else, but if we ever come across it, we will. So we can lose 2 armor, but gain 2. I think we're going to wear it. I think we're going to go ahead and equip it. Hopefully it doesn't do much. So there we go. Now we're wearing it and that instead. All right, well, thanks so much. We're going to go ahead and buy some things. Ooh, what is that? Glowfish. Luminescent flicks flint beneath the water. Interesting. All right, Candleman, let's have a conversation. What kind of creature are you? I am a dromad human, a salt strider. I desire nothing. Yeah, Havoc's not happy. But let's go ahead and trade with him because we need to. So let's buy some food. Let's sell, first of all of the torches that we do not need. Let's go ahead and sell. Let's keep like 2 or 3 of them, not many. So 1, 2, 3. Let's keep 3. And then on his end, let's see what's worth buying. He has a steel helmet, which could be good. We have nothing on our head, but it's quite expensive. A few weird artifacts. I think I'm going to take all of his vine wafers and all of his star apples for some food. We have plenty of water for now. He has a lot of weapons that are just very expensive. But right now, I think what I want is just to... does he have ammo? Yes, let's go ahead and take some lead slugs, because we don't get many to start. So let's just go ahead and take some lead slugs. He has, how many? 69 of them? Let's go ahead and just fill up. Let's go ahead and just have like a nice even trade if we can. That's good enough. We'll take 31 slugs for now. And we'll say, we'll go ahead and offer that to him. We will actually have to pony up a dram of water, but I'm okay with that. Let's say yes. Trade complete. And now we're kind of prepped to leave. We have some goals to take care of and things to explore. I desire nothing. I like how we can't even say live and drink friend to him. I don't know if that's just because of who we are. But now we're gonna start heading out of here. Just want to make sure we've seen everything. Actually, let's go north a little bit. Let's see if there's anything else over here to the north. I've never really explored. Yeah, they've got more farm. A lot of salty water, which we can't really do much with. Vine farmer, and it looks like a giant dragonfly, which is neutral. It's not attacking anybody. A big diaphanous wings. Big diaphanous wings bat the air as it drones in place, just hovering around. And then it looks like a small graveyard over here with a gate keeping here. I've actually never gone in here. Let's actually take a look. Here lies Maror Iruba, swallowed by a weird artifact. Oh, that's really unfortunate. Faramet, cooked for sustenance by bears. Well, these are unfortunate deaths for everybody. In memory of Ticket, immolated by a symbiotic firefly. Also unfortunate way to go. Knocked over a normality gas grenade Mark II. These are all such sad deaths. They accidentally killed themselves with technology they probably don't fully understand. Died of unknown causes. Fair. Mayuk knocked over a weird artifact. Typical way to go around here, it seems. Killed in a duel over some raw frog meat. So again, starvation is something everybody is concerned with here. And then just an empty room, perhaps a morgue that is to be filled. Nothing more out here, it seems. And then further north, yikes, what is all this? Hostile, average, snapjaw scavenger. Tussocks of fur dressed skin stretched over taut muscle. Ugh. Upright he stands, but he looks ready to drop onto fours. His snout snarls and his ears twitch. He barks and his hyena tribesmen answer. Swarmer. This creature receives +1 to its hit and penetration rolls for each other swarmer beyond the first who is adjacent to its target. So the more of them there are, the more difficult they become. He's hostile. He's average difficulty, but that means nothing to me when there's just so many of them. We have 4 to our left. No, we have 4, 5, 6 to our left. And then a Snapjaw Hunter to our right. Oh, there's just so many here. Look at how many there are. I think we just get the hell out. Let's go. Hopefully they don't follow. They do. Just the one follows. Perhaps it was because it was at night. So one caught us in the darkness. One saw us. And Havoc, quickly seeing that he's outnumbered, though he'd love to kill them all, though he draws his blade slowly and begins to slowly back up. One seems to have at least decided to engage, so we're going to let him come to us. And combat is quite simple here. On our left, you can see our health. We're underquenched, but we're hungry. And we're going to go ahead and hit this, and then we basically just move in the direction of the creature. He has an iron mace, furs, and a bite. We're going to take a swing. And on the left, you can see how combat plays out. We hit twice for 10 damage with our steel longsword. The steel Snapjaw Scavenger immediately dies. Havoc is well trained, and he just sliced it down his chest, blood pouring forth, and this scavenger fell apart instantaneously. We gained 10 experience from such a thing, which is great. Actually, I'm gonna go eat a wafer real quick, Let's go ahead and eat it, just so we're not hungry. Now we're quenched. Because if we get hungry, we start having penalties. So, there is nothing there. So we have Snapjaw corpse, furs, and an iron mace. Why don't we go ahead and take the furs and the iron mace. The corpse we don't really need. I think we can maybe see if we can do something to help them out more, if there's more up here that are willing to fight. It looks like they're, oh my god, there's one that's white up there. A Snapjaw warrior. It actually seems like they're really busy fighting other things. Perhaps just looking for food of any sort.
Man, every time I get one of those, it's 200 gold.
No one's really hurting anyway. Oh, he
All
just took a
these
wild
crappy
shot
cats.
at me. The Snapjaw scavenger died. I don't know what happened. Oh, I think we're getting shot at. So I'm gonna pop down here. Let's see if anybody follows. Oop, yep. He's just taking wild shots. I'm gonna wait. I'm gonna wait for him because he's gonna have to get vision on us. So Havoc quickly dips below and takes cover behind the graveyard fence. The water farmer just panicking, hiding. Hopefully, let's see if he's actually doing anything. Yeah, he's just hiding in the walls. Probably hears something happening. Okay, and there he is. We come face to face. We slap him. He immediately died. We hit him 4 times for 20 damage, and he just exploded in gore. An unfortunate situation for him, but great for us. We'll take the iron dagger. We'll take the mace. We'll take the short bow, and we'll say thank you very much. If we take a look at our inventory, we're still well under our carrying capacity. And this initial little onslaught of Snapjaw scavengers, whatever type of creature they are, is going incredibly well. Okay, he sees us, which is good. There's actually a campfire over there, so let's be smart. Oh, he actually just got. He failed to penetrate our armor, though. Now we wait. He sees the corpse of 2 of his brethren, determined not to become one of them. He charges us, hoping that maybe we won't be waiting around the corner here, but unfortunately for him, that is not how it goes. Another one down. A 2-handed sword. We'll take it. We can sell all of this stuff. We auto-picked up a weird artifact as well. I'm really mostly concerned with the warrior. I'd love to go one-on-one with him if possible. Okay, this guy's coming at us. The ones in the water don't seem to care all that much. He approaches and we'll just swing at him. Ooh, this one did not. We miss. The Snapjaw also misses and we shield block. So he actually missed us with an attack and then we threw up our shield and we can hear the scraping of his claws against our metallic shield as we deflect it and wheel around for yet another attack. And then we kill it. Okay, one is making its way out of the water. Back up. They're all making their way out of the water. So we want to kill them before they become adjacent to one another. Another one down. Havoc is an absolute monster to these creatures. They're likely very, very weak. What in the hell is that? Oh, the campfire caught, the campfire ended up setting on fire a brine stalk. Interesting. And that's all smoke. Coming out. Wait, why is it on, the campfire's up? Not quite there. Another one down. We hit it twice for 9, and now the big guy. We swing. We hit 3 times for 10 damage, though he's still alive. He misses us. He's not nearly as well trained. They are just beasts with armor, nothing more. A flick of intelligence behind their eyes and nothing else. Another attack. This time we hit for 9. And this one hits us for 2 with his bronze mace. Little does he know. That does very little to us. Another swing. We hit for 4. 9 more damage, and he collapses into a heap of nothingness. Their leader, perhaps. We still have another one over here, hearing the sounds of combat. Decides to explore, and sees nothing but blood and ruin in his wake. And there he is. The flaming grindstock is destroyed, but so is he. All right, that went super well. Warren Burnous, I'll take it for now. Again, all of this stuff we can actually use, or at least sell. Maybe we'll keep some of it, but for now, that was actually a lot easier than I was expecting it to. A bloody bronze battle axe. Bloody furs we'll take. Bronze mace. A wooden buckler. Well, we have too much. We cannot move. We are just over encumbered a bit. I don't know if bloody furs are worth as much. They're all the same amount. The chainmail's so heavy, I didn't realize. I'll drop the bloody furs for now. We should be able to move with that. Let's actually explore this and see if we've cleaned everything out. Oh, there's so many more. We've gotten the attention of a couple. The others don't seem to notice. Kill him. Bronze longsword, leather moccasins. Do we have armor? Well, it doesn't provide anything, so I'm gonna leave it. It looks like the warrior is gone, and they're just kind of doing camp things. Let's see if we can manage. Nah, they're gonna be, I don't want them to be adjacent to one another. One down. Ooh, we missed and they missed. And then it dies. Okay, easy enough. I think we're good enough to show up here. Let's see, another dead one. So many dead of so many of them are just dead. Whatever they were fighting, perhaps they were fighting each other. Maybe there was multiple different ones. Ow. Kill him. Okay, we need to let him come to us if we can. I'm just trying to block vision. There he is. So he can come to us so we can just get a free attack on him. There it is. Easy enough. Tactics. That's all what it's about. Oh, masterwork. Okay, we have to take that. A masterwork. I have not seen a masterwork anything in this game. We'll get that. We'll actually take the arrows. As well. And then over here, we have more things fighting. Kindle-thumbed glow pad. Equipped with ghostly flames. Okay. I think we're good. I'm excited about how that all went down. But let's head back now. The town is going to be a little safer than it once was. And I'm quite happy about that. Let's go sell some things off. Hello, who are you? Wanderer, often of the salt, hear me. To the north and the west, through the great salt desert, the 6-day stilt splits the earth in two. Seek there the grandeur of Shekinah, first among fathers. Release yourself from the burden that Chrome bears on your sickly flesh. Go now! I don't know if I agree with that. Hold your tongue, soothsayer. The salt pools in blood beneath the feet of those who dare command me. I guess that... is that? Well, we can actually accept it. We might as well accept it, but let's ask him what waits for him there. Deliverance waits for all pilgrims. At the site, you will find the cathedral, magnificent in its splendor. There are statues erected in honor of the Argent Fathers. There are sublime reliefs depicting our most cherished occasions. Here, too, the wisdom of Aeschylus II, our highest priest, and make a donation at the sacred well. Worship at the light sculpture of Shekinah himself. You will find other pilgrims among the merchant tents at the Stilt Grounds Bazaar, other converts and priests. You will be among friends. We'll take it. Just because it'll mark something on our map, whether we'll do anything there that he'll agree with, That is another matter altogether. Could you please move? Thank you. Okay, let's trade with you, and let's start selling off some of the garbage that we just picked up. One of the leather boots. This leather, one of the leather armors, leather boots, bronze dagger, bronze mace, bronze short sword, bronze two-handed sword. Not gonna keep any of these. 2 more maces here. I'll keep the ironwork bronze dagger and one of the iron maces. Bent metal sheets, I'm not entirely sure how useful they'll be, but for now, they're under scrap. I don't know if that'll ever be useful. Wooden buckler will sell off. We'll get rid of 2 more of these torches. The furs sell for a decent amount, so I'll sell them for now. The worn burnous I'm gonna hang on to just because I want to look at it after. Let's go ahead and sell it. He's gonna have to pony up 17 grams of fresh water. We'll say yes.
That's the best one.
Now if we want to buy anything here, we probably could. And so, the first small little combat has been taken care of. I think for now, this is a great introduction to how this game plays. And next episode, our dear friend begins to make his way just to the north, where Red Rock waits. This is where those creatures supposedly are, and perhaps a knick-knack we can get for our dear friend. Till then, Havoc will have to rest in Joppa, where those who farm water and plants tend to him and welcome him. He did just keep them safe after all.
I need to charge this. Yeah, it was good. I want part 2.
Hello everybody, and welcome back to the Caves of Khud. We join Havoc again, still inside the small village of Joppa, before we go on a rather long journey to the north, where some caves await us that need some cleansing, if we can manage such things. But first, I've been made aware of something that I should have known about before, and that's the Snapjaw corpse that we have sitting in our inventory. The thing that is literally weighing us down the most. So we'll leave it here. I want to try something real quick. Night vision. D1 to toggle it on and off. I don't know what D1 is. We'll just say N for night vision, I guess, for now. Will be what we need to keep moving. So if I just hit N, nothing happens. With the corpse dropped, we can head out, officially this time around, and we're going to be heading north. We only need to move 2 tiles, but if you keep an eye on the right-hand side, and we go up 1 tile, currently it is the 24th of Uru-Ux, of the Jeweled Dusk. Now, it's the 25th of Uru-Ux, the waning beetle moon, and 1 more, we arrive. We pass by the Salt March, and we hit plus. You have finished the step, travel to Red Rock. Of the quest, What's Eating the Water Vine? We received 50 experience. Lucky us. And in turn, we were so close to leveling that just arriving at Red Rock, the journey itself pushed us to level 2. We gained 4 hit points and gained 94 skill points. Useful, but not anything we need right now. However, we can actually take a look at our character. And here we can actually see we have 94 skill points that we can use. So what we need to do is basically learn and figure out where we want to spend them. Long blade, bow and rifle, all that stuff is not going to be super necessary right now because we can't afford it. I think what we're going to want is save up for wayfaring so we can make a camp. That way we can actually start a cooking fire and actually eat as needed. For now, though, we're kind of left with to our own devices. And here in Red Rock Mountains, we have to move cautiously. We're in a jungle, unfamiliar. It's the sounds of wildlife all around us and remnants of buildings and rocks all over. Here, we're looking for these supposed creatures. And there is something I've never seen before. Stairs down. So this is probably going to lead into the caves that Red Rock supposedly has for us. I'm a little nervous, I'm not going to lie. Moving north just to see what's around, if anything. Ooh, a baboon just threw a... Oh, there it is, we've got a monkey. Baboon, from atop his stunning boulder, this small monkey peers at you with eyes full of curiosity. 2 puffs of gray fur billow out from either side of his face. He's got a small stone and a vicious bite. We have another baboon there. I don't know how many we have, so let's actually back up. Let's see who ends up coming this way. 2 baboons. I wonder. We can hit F and we can actually unholster our desert rifle, take shot, M for mark, and then we're going to go ahead and hit enter. And we're going to actually level a shot at that baboon. You draw a bead on the baboon. The baboon is marked. He equips a small stone and we take fire. But it looks like we actually hit. No, it looks like we missed. It is marked, but missed. He's easy. Let's take another shot. We actually level up and we actually hit him for 8 damage. We lose sight of the mark. Looks like maybe he got knocked back a bit. They're all perfect and hostile. We might be better off fighting with our sword and our shield. There he is. We take a swipe at the baboon. He instantly dies. We drew our long steel sword and finished him off. Now I'm gonna pass some turns. Ooh, did he end up dying? Ooh, there's another baboon here. We take a swipe. We miss. He misses as well. We take another swipe. And he instantly dies. Okay, there were 3. That's why we lost sight of our mark. We actually killed him, it seems. There's another baboon. Ooh, a goat, perhaps? Might be worth fighting. She chews cud without a care for mess in her tangled beard. Alright. Not bad. We got 4 small stones on this corpse, 5 on this one, and 4 on this one. And it seems it was just the monkeys. We can trade? Soft growling? Nothing to trade. Live and drink, friend. Live and drink. I know we can force an attack, but here we are. Actually, they're fighting a goat. We'll wait. We know there's a couple of baboons. There it is. You are famished. That's fine. We're gonna move slower until we eat again. We actually are able to stab him with our longsword, and as he crashes down with a fist, it comes clashing against our metal shield. We're able to take another swing for free without having taken any damage. And now suddenly we're getting surrounded slowly. We block again, but we still take 1 damage from his bite. Let's back away from the tree. I don't know if the tree is providing him any shelter. Let's see if we can start closing in. There's 3 of them. We'll mark this one and we'll fire. We kill one off. Easy enough. A bullet hits its face and it collapses into a hunk of meat on the ground. We have to reload, so let's go to our inventory. I'm sure there's an easier way of doing it, and I'll learn how to do it much in time. But for now, let's load it. There we go. And we'll level the gun again at the next one. Firing. I don't know if we hit. He's defensive stamp and he's famished, so they're very, very, very... Oh no, I'm famished. I'm done. We did not hit him. We should throw a wafer down our throat then, just so we don't start going hungry. Okay, we're quenched. Perfect. That's what we need. Let's move up, see if we can get close. We'll swing. It says he's dead, but there's another one there, and we swing again and he dies. 2 stacked on top of each other. Oh, and we've got a golden one up here. A hulking baboon. He's just got big muscles. Swing. He's dead. The hulking baboon is last. Let's mark him, and let's shoot at him as he approaches. 2 misses so far. And now he's actually throwing, I don't know. What is he throwing at? He's not equipped with anything anymore, so that's alright. We can start hitting. Oh, we critical strike him. 15 damage and he collapses into a pile of just meat on the ground. And it seems as though they actually did get the goat. No, it's a baboon corpse. 2 more baboons there. Let's see if they swing across this screen here. No. Okay. I think we take what we've learned. We say thank you for not dying. And let's just drink some water. Drink it. You're now tumescent. Don't know what that means, but I'm assuming it's better than quenched.
Tumescent.
We know where we need to go. This goat is still... Really? Swing at the monkey. He dies. They tried. We need to go into here. The stairs down. But let's explore over here first. Alright. I'm nervous, but let's do it. I've never done anything like this before. Down we go. We're too famous to travel long distances. Let's try eating something more substantial. I'm not sure what's happening. But let's go and eat this. What is... I'm now sated and tumescent. I don't know what that means. There we go. Oh, dang. Okay, so we immediately go into a cave, and Havoc is greeted by pitch darkness. Lucky for him, he is Truekin, and he has implants that allow him to see. Perhaps this thing, a Snapjaw scavenger yet another, is unable to see us, though he is hostile. This creature receives a bonus from being in a swarm. Let's see if he approaches. He does. We swing, and he instantly dies. Fantastic for us. We're just gonna go ahead and take the dagger. We're gonna grab the dagger and leave the rest. And we quietly... Oh my god. Another 2. Let's look. 2 Snapjaw scavengers. 3. Back up. It's being attacked by something on that wall over there. And we can quickly, just instantly draw a sword, and with 2 quick slashes, we gut the stomach of one and slit the knees and legs of the other before stabbing it in the chest and killing it. There's still much more. For instance, what is this? Jilted Lover, a swarthy wall vine that embraces lovers and doesn't care to let them go. Can I attack it? I can. It tried to grab us as we walked by. Ooh, a beaded bracelet. Okay, we got the beaded bracelet. Okay, more jilted lovers causing problems for others. But we're cleaning them out pretty quickly. In the meanwhile, let's actually take a look at this beaded bracelet we just nagged off of one of these scavengers really quickly. These beads were skillfully dyed and strung together by a hillside native. Well, I don't know who hillside natives are, but I'm fine with it. Also, is this fresh water? Pool of 1 dram of blood. And brackish water. I know, that's probably a bad thing. Ooh, the bloody Snapjaw scavenger hits for 2 damage with their iron mace, but not before we're able to finish her off. They've been having issues clearly with all these plants. Clean it up. Let's take it nice and easy. We have something in the far distance. Dreadroot, swollen tubers hung. This night vision has been excellent for us. Okay. There's actually a campfire down here that we can use. We actually are able to light it. We don't have to craft it. And we can actually whip up a meal if we want. For now, we're fine. But that's there for us if we need it. Something I do not recognize over here. Giant amoeba. It's average difficulty, hostile, a lot of slimy pseudopods, a mass of quivering gelatinous slime. You barely perceive the outline of something inside. How disgusting. It seems to be coming to us. Let's mark it, and hopefully because it's the slime and it moves slow, we can open fire on it. We did 6 damage to it. It's fine. We need to reload. Okay, let's go ahead and reload our rifle. This is why we bought a bunch of things. We need to be careful. And taking shots at things that we're not very familiar with is not a bad way to do it. swing at it, and it just instantly dies. We weakened it quite a lot. Slime. I don't know if slime's worth grabbing. Come on, scavenger. Dead. Iron longsword. Whoa. I don't know what that was. What in the hell? A bloody horned chameleon. Tiny skin crystals shift and sort, changing the color of her appearance. A narrow bone extrudes from her head. Antlers and a bite, so a giant horned chameleon. And obviously a snap's jaw scavenger that's fighting it. We leveled up. We'll get to that in a second. We'll swing. And so far, things are going exceptionally well. Okay, so let's actually go ahead and grab Wayfaring. I think that's super valuable. It's going to cost us 100 of our 188 skill points, but we're going to get Make Camp and Mind's Compass right away. So let's go ahead and grab it. I think that's absolutely necessary. And then we can kind of save the rest if we want. We kind of have to figure out what kind of build we're going to want to do. And the way I see our little Wild West cowboy knight in shining armor is certainly a mix of the range and the melee. Let's take a look at what Tactics does. Hurdle. You receive no penalty to your DV when you sprint. Could be good. Short blade, axe, I don't really want to take any of this stuff until I'm positive it's going to do good stuff for me. Let's take a look at acrobatics. Honestly, let's take acrobatics as well. The ability to just play very defensively is always going to be good. And we have a pile of trash over here. Maybe they were living here. Seems the scavengers had turned this place into their own personal little hideout. Probably not a bad place to do it if you think about it. Witchwood Wreath.
Warp drive active.
We'll definitely take the Witchwood Wreath. I'm assuming a headpiece, perhaps? But yeah, they've got their own natural defenses while sitting in here. I don't like all those spider webs. Get a slice. We miss. We miss again. Is this a regular Snapjaw? Yeah. All we need is one hit before it kicks it. And a treasure chest. And spider webs. Gorgeous filament fractal. Nothing more. Now, I don't know if there's... I'm assuming things can be trapped. But let's see. 3 bandages and a water skin. We'll take all of it. Alright. Well, these scavengers, for what it's worth, have certainly made things easy for me.
Docking request
Think he's a big
accepted.
boy? Yeah, he's a Snapjaw warrior. Tussocks of fur, dress skin stretched over taut muscle. So he's got a bronze battle axe, leather armor, copper nugget, and a bite. We'll swing. We're actually able to clash with him. Though he did damage, I think, and we did not. We did do 3 damage that time with our longsword. He's injured. Oof. The bloody Snapjaw warrior cleaves through our armor. We spatter blood behind us. But then he misses a second time. We swing. We shield block. We swing again. And he dies. Finally. We got the nugget. Everything else is fine. And then a pool of our own blood. But hopefully we'll heal. Why did that have an exclamation mark on it? Dread root. It's swollen tubers hung. Hasn't done anything. We have another Snapjaw over here. And a beetle bum. Orbicular beetle that roams and ingests. It's neutral. I don't know if I want to kill the beetle, but I do want to see what's back here. A ton of trash, and I'm sorry, what is it? Excuse me? Snapjaw brute. Alright. We'll take a shot. We hit for 19 damage. It's wounded. I think we just fight it now. Hits us for 1 damage. We clash once more. Our weapons against their gigantic claws. It rips and tears at our flesh. But nothing it can do to stop us. Another one.
Warp drive active.
We miss each other. And then, with one swoop, we finish it. Oof, we are bleeding now. There we go. We actually finally hit it. Is it a brute again? It is. We take 0 damage. It's basically desperately thrashing at us, trying to finish us off. There we go. My God. Whoever that one was put up a hell of a fight. There's still at least another 1 or 2. Let's see if they come around the corner. Swing. Dead. Scavengers are easy pickings. Painted leather moccasins will grab. They could be worth something. I'll take the staff too. And this is the other end where the chest was. Easy. Okay. Easy cleanup there. Beetle and spider webs, some more dread root, and nothing more. And I'm assuming these are stairs down. I'll just assume stairs down. Whoop, immediately surrounded by 2 snapjaw scavengers. A warlord. Okay. Tussocks of fur, dress skin. Let's see. Swarm alpha. As long as this creature is adjacent to its target, it grants a +2 to the swarm bonuses of each other swarmer in the other areas. So we want to try and take out the one at the top first. Kill it. Swing. We just got a huge critical strike. 14 damage with our steel longsword. It barely plucks at us. Can't even get through our armor. Truly fighting like an animal. We swing at each other and miss, dodging around each other's blows. Before long, the sound of steel-piercing flesh ends it. Ooh, and then we just got a bloody painted iron short sword. We're gonna go ahead and grab that in some boarskin gloves, and we're gonna take a look at our character quickly, and we'll see if we want to swap anything. So boarskin gloves we'll actually go ahead and put on. So we actually have some bloody gloves on. And that's 7 damage for 7 to hit, 1d6. And then if we go into our inventory, 1d3. Iron short sword. Less damage. Don't know if I'm going to want to mess with that too much. Ooh, more stairs. Presumably leading up. No, more leading down. And what is this? A bat. It sheathes itself in filmy wings. Swing at this. Killed him. Scavengers are nothing. Cracked lens, we'll take it. Ooh, we actually can see over there. Let them come to the darkness where they can't see us as well anyway. It's another scavenger. There we go. Is this a pool of blood? It is. That's not anything I recognize. Giant centipede. A python-sized arthropod undulates forwards on hundreds of chittering legs. Okay, let's just take a shot at this thing. It's awful. And it's gone? Did I just obliterate it with a gunshot? We all quickly unholstered our rifle and then with one go, it just went down. Ow. Oh, he missed! He missed and he hit his friend. Okay, fine. You want to play the range game, you can shoot me with your bow all day long, buddy. You killed your friend for me and that I appreciate you, but I'm happy to just take swipes at you forever. Another 2 easy kills. Bent metal sheet. Let them file through. Okay, another one down. We're gonna go for this guy. Kill him with a gunshot. And they're chasing the bat around. I imagine they're just... We're getting attacked by a spider. I'm stuck in the web. Oh no. Fire. Kill him. We need to reload. Please. Okay, we got it. Okay, alright. That was very, very scary. We lived. What am I wearing for armor right now? A woven tunic? Let's take the studded armor. I don't think it's going to be much, but let's take it. We took the wooden arrows. Another woven tunic. We'll take the bloody leather armor as well. Fractured microchip. Interesting. And then an axe up here. Bronze battle axe. We're almost healed up, which is good. We're still sated and full of water. And we hit level 4 by killing a giant centipede. Is there more? Oh, okay, you're a dick. We just got shotgunned. Swing. Dead. Okay. We leveled up. I want to go into our character sheet for a moment. Now let's take a look at what these can do. So we got a couple of acrobatic choices here. +2 to our DV. You jump into an unoccupied square within range 2. You cannot jump over a square occupied by another creature. So if we wanted to get very fast and kind of wily, that might be a good way to go. Cooking and gathering might be good. While at a campfire, you can cook from recipes, choose up to 2 ingredients to cook with, and preserve fresh foods. Meals cooked with recipes bestow special status effects. That, again, more survival stuff. First aid actually might be great too. Staunch wounds. Use a bandage to instantly cure any bleeding effects. Yeah, let's just go ahead and grab that. Immediately, I think that's useful. We can staunch our wounds when we need to. We were bleeding before. I don't think we're bleeding anymore, though. It seemed to have stopped on its own. Is he gonna come? I kind of peeked around to see if he'd, yep, take the bait, and he does. Still nothing else here. Okay. Honestly, maybe it's those, centipede corpses that we need. Let's take this, lacquered bronze battle axe. And let's get out of here. Or keep going down, I guess. Holy crap.
Oh my god, it's like 7.
We gotta get out.
Yeah, run now.
I don't know if they're gonna come up. Doesn't seem like it. It's a spider. I'm gonna kill the spider. Oh my god, it has its own little room in here. Smack it. We blocked its attack as it thrust forward with 8 legs. Wounded. Dead. Okay. I'm very nervous. So what I'm gonna do is I'm gonna go reload our gun. I think we're gonna head down and we're gonna play like 1 round attack, 1 round run. My god. Swing.
The asteroid is depleted.
We missed. Swing. 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 We just killed something. We're dodging a ton of attacks right now. Oh, he missed! He missed again. He pegged his friend in the chest with an arrow, went flying across the screen, and just super hurt their warrior. And now he has to deal with me. Like a true Praetorian, I literally just stood there and waited for them to come to me, and I just shield up like a Roman soldier. Just were taking them out one at a time in hopes that it was gonna work, and it did. Now we wait. Swing. 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 Barely a scratch on us. Truly the warrior my people were hoping for. Alright, let's see what we got. Nothing here. Let's look at the chest. It's a bloody chest. Yeah, 14 drams worth of honey. Let's take it all. Studded leather armor, boarskin gloves, copper nugget, which we automatically got. More boarskin gloves. Alright. They're fighting. I don't know what they're fighting. We'll see what bodies are left behind, but we clean up the mess. Quick 2 swings and down they go. Giant centipede corpse. Okay, we're gonna grab this. I'm gonna take this. I think that's what they want. Let's take the giant centipede corpse. Okay, that's not a centipede. Albino ape. It's neutral. Set in the middle of the great white head of this ape are 2 red eyes that gleam with a savage intellect. Snowy white fur covers the ape's hulking frame. He lifts an enormous fist and beats his chest in fury as you approach. 2 fists! He's tough and he's neutral. You know what? I can respect him. I'll help him fight to the best of my capabilities. Another scavenger dies. We got a slender iron mace and a bronze short sword. And a monkey that beats his chest as we approach, and I'm gonna kind of take that as a clue to not press on. Oh my god. This guy has such bad aim. You flinch away as a wooden arrow whizzes past. A swing and a kill. The way down is just there. Blood literally explodes out of the last corpse, soaking the ground around. And another one. As Havoc just cleans house. Ow. He must be out of arrows. We'll definitely take the lacquered bronze dagger. Hopefully we can sell it for some money. Sturdy furs? I'll take the sturdy furs. Trash. Is the monkey gone? Seems to be gone, so we can actually take a look here. Yeah, we'll take the masterwork staff, absolutely. Alright. Well, down we go. You have finished the step Find the Critters of the quest. What's eating the water vine? 100 XP. Holy hell. Please tell me this is all not hostile. Gershling. Black ooze drips from its fangs and its pallid leg things. It shudders in primordial ecstasy and lets out a shrill whine that pierces your skull. This too is a swarmer. We also have some hostile plants and a spider. I think we're okay. Oh my god. Okay, we're surrounded. I think we're just gonna go out for a second. Oh, they're actually following us up. That's a first. Critical hit. We got very lucky. We're almost dead. Let's see if we can get a heal in. Salve injector, apply. And so, the story of Havoc ends in a cave to the north.
Oh my god. You died.
This game ended on Sunday, April 21st, 2019 at 9:10 p.m. You were killed by a bloody Gershling. You were level 4. How unfortunate for us. His story was short, our Havoc. But this is not the last story in the Caves of Good. Not for this channel. And as long as people enjoy it, not for...
Elite Dangerous Odyssey. What is that? Alright, so... Why everyone hates Smite 2. I know why. Oh, Spoon Kid found their pixel bunker. Yeah, we're visiting 2024. Let's see. Let's watch
Kenshi
this
is one of
video.
the most unforgiving games.
thank you for the extra content from my stream, Robocast. I'd like to sub to your channel.
Games I've ever played. Just when you think you have everything together, you get reminded of the complexities of a post-apocalyptic desert society. Your base will be raided, your group will be attacked by bandits, your limbs will be chopped off, and you'll be forced to crawl 100 miles to the nearest civilization just to get thrown in jail because you have a bounty for being a member of a different faction. Welcome to Kenshi, my friends, a game that holds a special place in my heart for making me want to commit war crimes. Today, we're going to dive into it yet again to see if we can survive this godforsaken wasteland and become power-hungry thieves hated by everyone in the world. And let me tell you, it kinda happens. Meet Vagabond, the most handsome Holy Nation outlaw in the world. See, he stole this insanely valuable katana and was exiled with a 20,000 cat bounty placed on his head. Now him and his sword are looking for a fresh start in the outlaw city of the Hub. This place is a haven for ex-Holy Nation members like myself, and it'll be the place where my legacy begins. So I walked into the bar and started a fight with a local thug who was talking trash. What, I have a huge ego, so I can't help it. Luckily, everyone in the bar knew how much of a threat I was to society, so they backed me up and I stepped back, allowing them to knock out the thug and his friends and spare me from any injuries.
Thug.
But this was all part of my plan, because the second that
the thug, the goon, the thug. I love how they just like, you can tell it's in their fucking, like, they were raised that way, where they've got to categorize everything into this, like, really boiled down fucking thing.
These losers were laying on the ground, I looted their stuff and sold it right to the barkeeper for a whopping 5,350 cats, funding my new life and allowing me to start my journey with a bit of a cushion. If you play Kenshi and start at the Hub, this is one of the best strategies to get some easy money. But if you have any others, please let me know in the comments which you think is the best. But for now, we have some work to do. Vagabond and his future army of degenerate criminals is going to wreak havoc across the lands of Kenshi, and the money in my pocket is how I'm going to start that process. I met this lovely hiver named Quant and hired him into the team for 3,000 cats. Turns out, one of the thugs that I knocked out and looted had a bounty of 500 cats, which would be mine for the taking if I could successfully carry his heavy ass to the nearest city called Squin. With a sick new hat on my head to protect me from the sun's brutal rays and a crusty-looking hiver guy by my side, the journey to Squin began. It was a long, brutal, slow walk, and when I was almost to safety, I saw a scary-looking group of slavers on the horizon. Would they know about my 20,000 cat bounty with the Holy Nation? Would they capture me and lead me astray before I even had a chance to become successful? This was a tough situation. So I sat back and sent Quant in there because I just met this guy and I don't really care if he dies. I'm here for me, not these randos that I met at the bar. The slavers didn't care, so we continued our journey and made it to Squin. And the guy at the police station didn't even offer to give me my bounty.
It was funny.
What a waste of time. I tried to go into this building at the exact time that the owner of the building locked the door, and well, the guard instantly assumed I was trying to break in, a battle commenced, and I was thrown in jail. On day one.
Of course.
Great success. But luckily, Quant wasn't seen being associated with the world-famous criminal Vagabond, so he was free to go, and, well, he would be Vagabond's saving grace. Now, playing as Quant, I grabbed the sword from Vagabond where the guards didn't take it because it was really the only valuable thing that I had, and I tried to set him free. But neither of us were skilled enough to pick the lock. I shrugged it off, but Vagabond wasn't taking it too well, and he spent the next few hours in a constant loop of depression, ranting out loud about how he wasn't skilled enough. It's okay, buddy. Don't be ashamed. I'll save you. Just hang in there. I could pay $2,000 to set him free, but this money was hard-earned by beating up some local thugs, so I wasn't going to give it away so freely.
Like Local Loaf. Why? I find you grappling with Local Loaf. Local thugs. RPG nerds are always so funny. You can tell socially maladjusted nerds who live pretty sheltered middle-class lives, because they like anybody out of the norm of their weird middle-class lives, you know, is just like boiled down to, like, you know, homeless or thugs. Or it's funny because it's this reoccurring thing I've seen in this sort of personality, you know. It's like very anal retentive personality. They've got to label everything, and then they because they're kind of unimaginative, they just label it as thug, and then they go, okay, the thugs come and the thugs do this and the thugs do that, and it's weird because, like, only a privileged, like, white bread person would think of it like that. It's sort of weird. It's I don't know how else to say it. It's like naive a little bit. It's like you can hear the naivety in their middle class lives.
I had other plans, and as the sun set, I started my adventure to free my friend.
He's like a rube. I bet I could probably trick him pretty easy.
What exactly was my plan? Well, to show you, I'm gonna need to go back to the hub. So, journeying through the night, I arrived at the hub around 3 a.m.
And that means it sounds so mean, but you can tell from the way that he like susses everything out that everything's got to be in its right place, and everything's got a title, and everything's like got a drawer, and he's OCD. So all you have to do to break all you got to do to break his personality like this, to break their brain, is just break their OCD. It's simple. I know because my mother's OCD like that. You could just break their brain if you go anything out of order at all. Uh-oh, that's not all sussed up in a nice tight package. Uh-oh. And they break. It's hilarious. You can watch them break. They're just like, I can't function in the chaos. Yeah, I know. You always you got eaten alive in high school. Yeah, I know. My mother anyways. I'm a lot like my mother, but I'm also a lot not in a lot of ways. It's weird. We are very, very opposite personalities in many, many ways. You know, lifestyle choices, all that stuff. We're very different people. So, but she, I would say, is a rube. You could easily trick her. She has no worldly knowledge. It's where she has a lot of corporate knowledge and a lot of like what she's good at running businesses and stuff like that. She's a very smart person, like a genius. But I wouldn't say that she's streetwise, and I would say this guy is either, because they have to. It's weird. They have to suss everything out by some title if they don't have any experience with it, and that's why you get these words like he always says. Oh, then the thug dies, or the thug does this, and the thug does that. Who talks like that?
The Shinobi Thieves Tower. It cost 10,000 cats to join their faction, but I wasn't planning on doing that quite yet. I was gonna sneak in and
they're always methodical. Like method is their god, you know. Everything's method. It's like what's your method for getting a good score on the math homework? You know, it's just hilarious. You can hear it in their voice, and you can tell they're uptight, anal retentive, like Nicolas Cage. You can hear it in their voice, and you know, and I think it's funny that this kind of personality. It's good. We have men like this or people like this, but it makes them so predictable. They're like Dwight. They made fun of it in The Office with Dwight. Dwight's an excellent example of it. They're extremely uptight. They're extremely uptight. Everything's anal retentive. Everything's got a title. Everything's got a fucking like a demarcation or like a fucking categorization, you know. And so if they're doing something naughty, they've got to categorize it like that. It's just kind of funny. It's like, oh, when we break the rules and all this, and it's like, man, it's you know, it's running the orange light. It's fine. Don't worry about it. Yeah, so no. Yeah, I'm gonna just place the buy order. Yeah, I'm gonna take all that. Yeah, I don't care. I'm gonna sell a lot of fucking wow, 90 gold for all that timber, huh? That's it. That's okay. I'll take the money though. Yep, that's fine by me. These stone bricks. Yeah, I'll take the 20 cent. Another 100 gold. Not bad, not bad. I like pulling money out of the side of the fucking world. It's actually pretty fun. Yeah, I'll take your 11 cents for these, but I think I kind of bought these, kind of. So we're going to place another sell order at cheaper, and we're going to compete with these guys at a better price. You know what I'm saying? Let's see if I can't get it. You can get it. You can get it. 61 cents or 268. Let's contend with these guys for significantly cheaper. See if we can get buyers. I feel like people really want these. Yeah, $249 is not that much though. You can have them, you know. Yeah, I'll take the 20 cents for those. Yeah, nice. Whatever that was. Yeah, 418. Yes, that doesn't seem right. Yeah, because you didn't do it all. 60 gold, not bad. This silk threads, I can get 32 cent. Yeah, yeah. I'll take it. Yeah, it seems wasteful, but that's alright. I have no place to put all that. If I was a nerd like him, I'd have a different fucking... I am sometimes a nerd like this if it really means something that I want. If I want something from it, I'll be this nerdy. Like, I'll do gardening and stuff like that. I don't care, but mainly if I was a nerd like him, I would have a different fucking place for every profession. I'd have a different town in New World for every fucking profession. And every time I got any cloth, I would just bring the cloth to the cloth town. And every time I got any wood, I would bring it to the wood town. And all this, and I'd be constantly traveling around the world just shuffling all my stuff around like my mother does all day. My mother is OCD and she shuffles her stuff around all day. That's all she does. You can, it's an element of personality. I love my mother, but and I'm not speaking ill of her. I'm just saying anal retentive is something I actually can't really stand that much. It kind of, it's definitely a pet peeve. It fucking drives me crazy. Life is just not like that. Life is in the gray areas. It's not this black and white thing where everything's got to be sussed out and labeled and fucking put in a box and tucked away. It's just not like that. It's, to me, it's like almost like a form of almost a psychological disorder a little bit. It is. It's obsessive compulsive disorder. It is